with every sunrise. Get smart. Get Solar Heart. Terms and conditions apply.
The Earl of Leicester is not your ordinary pub. It's a little bit British. You'll find award-winning burgers and schnitzels on the menu. And while their kitchen is highly decorated, it's not draped in Union Jack flags or fancy velvet banners or filled with gilded statues. That would probably be a real OH&S issue. But if you're after beer as cold as an English creek or burgers and schnitzels bigger than Big Ben, try the Earl of Leicester Parkside. It's a little bit British.
Treat your family and friends to something a little fancy from FIVEAA, your family liquor stores. Autumn brings some stunning colours and amazing SA-made wine varieties like smooth and fruity Pinot Noir, Tempranillo and Grenache. We have exciting new vodkas and gins and lovely liqueurs to mix with if you prefer a Negroni, Gimlet or Espresso Martini. And beer aficionados can always browse our craft beers, including hazy pales. FIVEAA, your local independent SA family liquor store for over 45 years. If your business needs finance fast, speak to Universal Finance right now. Universal Finance make business loans easy. Unsecured business loans and business overdrafts. Universal Finance can help your business now with same-day settlements in most cases. See Universal Finance in Kent Town or search Universal Finance. This is general advice only, and you should consider the terms and conditions before determining whether this advice is suitable for your situation.
The latest local, national and international news for South Australia. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Mostly sunny this afternoon, a shower or two tomorrow, 24. With the 4 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher. The federal government believes small business is being provided enough support to administer an extension to paid parental leave. Legislation has passed to give parents 26 weeks leave by July 2026, with the measure to be gradually phased in. Some business operators are worried it will add to red tape, but Social Services Minister Amanda Rishworth says there is help for business to navigate the change.
Employers play such a critical role in administering paid parental leave, ensuring that the connection between the workplace and the employee are strong. We saw that through the pandemic.
The Norwood Food and Wine Festival will make a return during AFL's Gather Round next month. Indie rockers The Temper Trap will headline the event on Sunday, April 7 along the parade. Premier Peter Malinauskas says it'll capitalise on the influx of visitors to our state.
The Food and Wine Festival that used to occur here on the parade in Norwood up until 2013 was an iconic event. It drew people in not just from around the city but around the state. But this time we'll be showcasing it to the rest of the nation. And this is important because the whole effort that underpins the Gather Round isn't just about footy, it's actually about showcasing South Australia.
And Fringe organisers are basking in the success of the 2024 event after it wrapped up last night. It topped 1 million sales for the second year in a row, up 4.5% on last year. Fringe director Heather Kroll says it also drew around 60,000 tourists to SA.
They come and see 6 or 7 shows. They don't go see one show. So they're responsible for about 33% of our ticket buying. And of course they're spending money in the hotels and the restaurants. And the hotels told us they were up between 8 and 10% for the whole month compared to last year.
The consumer watchdog wants to know how people are using search engines to assess whether there's enough competition among providers. Google's search engine was most popular on Australian devices in 2021, but ACCC data suggests it was because the software comes pre-installed on most digital devices. Chair Gina Cass-Gottlieb wants to hear from consumers about the options available to them.
What are each of us using? What are the alternatives? Are we able to find alternatives? And what are we seeing in the quality? Is quality continuing so that the results we get in the searches useful?
And Vladimir Putin says his landslide victory in Russia's presidential election shows the trust of the people in his current path. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Collect the new 2024 Select Footy Stars cards at Sports Card World, Regent Arcade, Rundle Mall.
The AFL's 19th team, Tasmania, will unveil its inaugural logo, jumper and colours next hour. A limited number of additional tickets for the Gather Round Games will go on sale this Thursday. Hawthorn will head to the tribunal this week to challenge the one-match ban handed to skipper James Sicily for kicking, while Mason Redman will miss Saturday's match against Sydney with the Bombers accepting his one-match ban for striking. A bronze statue paying tribute to the Matildas is set to be installed at Suncorp Stadium, and horse trainer Darren Weir denies he used a jigger on 3 horses, attempting to corrupt the outcome of the 2018 Melbourne Cup. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon at Port Adelaide. Traffic lights out there. Perkins Drive near Francis Street. Crash at Williston, Main North Road near the Redbanks roundabout, and Seacombe Gardens a crash there. Morford Road near Seacombe Road. The Boomgate stuck out of Virginia, Anglevale Road near Crosby Road with cameras today. Grand Boulevard to Seaford and Campbell Road at Elizabeth Downs. Look for the RAA side. Over 400 independent RAA approved repairers across SA. You know you can trust them because RAA do. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now checking the 5AA weather.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Mostly sunny this afternoon, a shower or two tomorrow, 24, partly cloudy Wednesday down to 21 and back to 24 on Thursday. Right now it's 27 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Raglis. Tonight, the state government stoush GPs warn is about to cost you more for a visit. A South Australian breakthrough, treating sleep apnea with a simple spray. The steep jump in the price of postage. New tickets available for sold-out gather-round matches, how you can get yours, and the Northern Suburbs supermarket just named the world's best. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
Stay informed, get involved. 5AA, always Adelaide. The 5AA Sports Show.
Get around the little bar!
Stephen Rowe and Tim Jennifer.
Pick the beauty!
Yeah, welcome along on this Monday, Arvo. It's 6 minutes after 4, lovely weather. All our teams have played in the footy. We hope your team won on the weekend. Love your calls on the show today. 8223 0000. Stephen Rowe, Timmy G, good afternoon.
Thanks very much, Sam, and thank you for joining us. Yes, it's the first real weekend of Australian rules football where you felt like your team definitely competed. So some of you have played 2 games and a lot of us have only played the 1. But what was it like for you? Give us a call and give us your Monday footy review. 8223 0000, $50 Powers voucher on the line just for contributing. Hello, Stephen. How was your weekend?
Oh, well, the Crows lost, so that's always puts a dampener on
Definitely
it.
does.
And then Port winning puts a double dampener on it.
Definitely would.
Not fishing is a quadruple dampener.
Oh, well, you're only up to 3,
So
but keep going.
I've had a stinker, to be honest with you.
Okay. So you're not happy.
Well, I can't wait to Friday.
Yeah, that's the spirit.
The first, well, that's it. I'm looking forward. The glass half full.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to the first of 5 hairy chess games on Billingham.
Ah.
These are the games we got.
And this is one of them.
This is a hairy chess game Friday.
I like it.
We played Geelong Friday night under lights.
HC for me.
We will win all 5 of our hairy chess games.
Yes. Great attitude.
Yeah.
What did you
I'm
watch?
brilliant at that.
Yeah. Did you watch the Geelong game?
Yes.
They were pushed by the Saints at home.
They were.
And bailed their new stadium or their new grandstand that they
I saw
built.
a tweet on that. Scott Joel
Joel.
Selwood, he's a gun. They should have put a bandage on it. It's not my words, but I thought that is funny.
That's very clever.
They put it like a little first aid. They should have put the ambulance section underneath it or
definitely,
something.
yeah.
You know, ambulance.
Ramp or something, yeah.
Gee, you know what? That is going to kick them along.
Well,
they own that.
They already have
every single seat. They keep all the money.
That's the beauty of that.
There's no SMA.
That stadium deal is amazing.
They make everything.
Absolute clear stadium for them.
I reckon within 2 or 3 years, they'll be wealthier than West Coast.
Now, we will be getting into, what would you say, the nitty-gritty of what happened on the weekend. And that's for everybody's team, but for Crows and Port supporters, well, we'll go to the Crows first because they played first. Their coach, well, for me, he was a bit Maxwell Smart. Missed it by that much.
It just makes you feel a little bit, probably hurts a little bit more when you get that close after really not having the game on our terms for a half. Just needed that little bit of luck to get a couple more. It would have been one we stole because I felt like they beat us on the day convincingly.
Hey, Rowey, there's a unique homestyle food text that's already flown in, and it says, so a question, Crows fan here, disappointing first up effort, tough conditions, but we were bland. Took no risks for 3 quarters. Should have gone small once the rain hit. Game was plan was poor, didn't improvise. Rowey, you're always on about the fixture. Why did Port Adelaide start at home again? 2 years running. I thought it alternated. And how do they get the worst team in the comp and another non-finalist? Don't worry about us, Simon. Get on with what you're worried about. I'm going to stop that off there. Just worry about your own backyard.
Well, this is the Crows for me. They were outplayed, outworked, and outclassed in the wet versus the Suns. End of story. This is up until half-time. Kick 1-2 to half-time.
Yep.
I'll give you a spell. I thought their midfielder, Rowey, Anderson, Miller, Humphrey, and Fiorini, they were just, when they had the ball, just had a bit more class and time and just hurt this. The Crows' forward line was just simply dysfunctional. I said on the Brecky show this morning, if Tex had played, at least you would have had some structure in front of the ball. I'm not saying if Tex was in, they won. Not one of the key forwards kicked a goal. Like it was one of those sort of games. But it was just, I mean, my big thing is it half full or half empty? Am I going to be a half full or a half empty kind of guy?
To Simon's point, could you have made a call and gone, no, when it's going to rain, we can see the radar, let's go and change the sub to a tall?
Well, I've got him in
or drop a tall.
Half. Here's my half empty. If I'm a glass half full, lost another tight one, but we're never in it. Lost away again. Last year only won 2. No Tex, no forward half. Same players go missing in the heat of the battle. Won't be hard to work them out. We mentioned them in the call. Their depth is a massive question. No, we back down to 30. No, you don't. Why play Saligo as a sub? He's either fit or he's not. He's either in your best 18 or he's not, and he is. And these aren't in hindsight. Campo and I discussed that pre-match. Lost to a middle-of-the-road team. And our midfield class and midfield mix, for me, is still a concern. Unless Rankin was in there, we just look classless.
Well, I'll tell you what, the supporters gave you their thoughts post-game. Let's have a listen to a montage.
Oh, look, I was really disappointed. Been looking forward to the footy for so long. I am very flat as a Crows supporter. I think they need to feel that hurt and the pain of the loss of the first round of the season. Crows weren't good enough.
Bit disappointing Murphy's game tonight. Like, he's in the leadership group. You know, some of these guys got to stand up.
I just don't think you can just play one good quarter of footy and expect to win.
I think ridiculous decision to play Jake Saligo as the sub. He was in everything in that last quarter, and I reckon if he was on for the rest of the game, we might have been a little bit better than perhaps being too tall or some other useless players that are in the leadership group running around not doing a whole lot.
There you go. There was a good cross-section there. A couple of interesting callers.
So I'm going to decide to stay half full, and I'll give you the half full argument. And here's the call to Crows people on a Monday. Are you half full or half empty? 82230000. I gave you the half empty. Here's the half full. Crows will keep coming at you. They did it in showdowns. Yep. They did it last year against Collingwood twice. They did it against Brisbane. They did it against Melbourne. They will keep coming, and you've got to put them away because they will scrap to the end. When there's nothing to lose, they will have a crack, but they shouldn't have to wait for that.
Which is a problem in itself.
That is a problem in itself, 100%. It should have been in my half empty. And to be one kick away from a win after being outplayed in the first half, where they had Tex out, Thilthorpe out, Murray, I get that. I get that. Saligo was subbed, didn't come on really till the last quarter. B. Smith and Dawson wasn't their best games, and they had 5 blokes that basically didn't touch the cod. So to still be that close to a team at home who played 2 games is glass half full.
Well, Nathan Buckley, he was asked about the Crows' loss, and he said that the review should be ruthless.
If I was Matty Nix and a leader at the Adelaide Football Club, even on field, I would be filthy with ourselves because it's the same all over again. Close losses, almost, things going against us. I think this could be the making of Adelaide. Because I'm big on them. I really like what they do. I like what they bring. I think their top end is excellent. I just reckon if they're going to be anything as a team and as a club, the review on this game will be ruthless. Should be ruthless. It could be the very best thing that could ever happen to them, or it could just be a continuation of the same. It's their choice.
I like it.
Yeah,
I really do like that.
It is because you get a lot of this, and there's a couple of unique homestyle food texts already. Different year, same problems, losing close games. Cries of no good, same as last year. Won't make finals. and don't re-sign the coach. It's only round one.
It's round one.
Hold your gunpowder, says Scotty at Clemsick. So he's missed the footy.
The last quarter, they won the loose ball, the ground ball, the hard ball and clearances, which they couldn't in the first half. They ran in waves. They had 12 inside 50s for 5 goals, 2. We're coming like a freight train. That game goes for 2 more minutes. The Crows win. And I think every scribe would say that. There was a hack kick by Hinge, and we'll speak to him after 5, into the forward line. Sam Berry went back with it. Saligo called him out. Saligo marks it, maybe kicks the goal. Maybe it's a draw, and away you go. They're all lift butts and candy nuts, but I'm deciding to stay glass half full.
Good work, because Wally the Walnut said your bottom lip's on the ground again, so
it was.
He's worried about you.
Last Monday.
Give us a call, 8223 0000. It's the Monday Footy Review. How did your team perform? Tell us how they went and why they went. So let's go to the other side of the coin. Let's talk about Ken Hinkley and their victory against a West Coast that I think we all know is going to have another tough year. Port Adelaide got the Chocolates by 50 points. He was happy with the new recruits.
Today was a great starting point for all 3 boys. Highlighted why Jason went after the boys that we needed, and they all showed today little bits of helping us get better, I think, and that's where we looked at that through the off-season. We looked at the places where we needed to make some gains, and those 3 boys have certainly added to that in round 1. So it's a long way to go, but it was a nice start by all 3.
Yeah, totally understand.
You happy?
Yeah, I think that the thing I liked most was that the 3 of them combined well and helped one another. It was the best I've seen them so far, in perhaps the 3 trials, the internal, the Crows hit out, and then the last one against Freo. It's the best I've seen them.
They start playing together.
But
we're talking Soldo, Regalier and Zerk Thatcher.
All back there. I thought Soldo's performance was really good first up. Where they'll get another test is Sunday against Richmond at the G. I think that's a really good one to come up so early in the piece. So we saw Richmond bounce back again, unlucky to lose to Carlton. So they'll be a very good opponent. And again, just another game to keep judging and seeing where Port's incremental improvements coming from. What I loved about Ivan Soldo is he's just nice and simple. Here he is being asked by Warren Treadray about his goal kicking.
You were full forward Tony Locker-like down there kicking 2 straight. You were pretty confident lining up.
Oh yeah, thanks for the feedback. I keep it simple: run straight, kick straight, ball go straight. There's nothing special about that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Run straight, kick straight, ball go straight.
He's a fine.
I love that. It is so
How's
true.
That nice pack marky talk?
Yeah. There's a lot to like, and I think also he's got a little bit of freedom, feeling like he's the number 1 ruckman. He can take over.
I don't mind making statements, and this is a statement on the back of facts. Port Adelaide kicked 16 goals, 24.
Yeah, that hurt.
Well, that's 40 scoring shots.
It's 40 scoring
Was
shots.
that the most points you've ever scored in the history of the game?
It is. It's another record, yes.
Yeah, in the history of your team. 16-24 is 40 scoring shots. You had 20 more than your opposition. You went into your 57 times and scored from 40 of them. That's an efficiency of 70%. So every 70% of the time you went in there, you scored. That stat will not get beaten this year. That is off the Richter scale.
Yeah, they were just a little bit off line, which is probably the bit they want to tidy up.
Now, you won by 50. My under or over 119 would have been true had it been 24 goals, 16.
Yeah. But we won't worry about that stat.
But what part of that statement's not true?
Yeah.
You win at 70% inside 50. Again, that will not happen again this year.
It's round 1, probably against
I get that.
what's going to be the bottom.
I get that. But that is unbelievable.
Just got to keep your powder dry on that one. There was an incident in the game. Now, it went through reasonably unscathed, the game, but there was one
Well, I was
incident.
listening to 5AA.
You were?
And there were toys going everywhere.
Look, just for mine, I reckon, in my opinion, the ball may have just been out of bounds. Not sure. We'll have a listen back.
Had to be strong. Ball pitches. Does it stay in for Waterman?
By 2 miles.
Said play on. Petrocelli has a shot at goal and he's kicked
that.
That's a shocking decision.
That is out by 2 miles.
It looked a long way over the line. We'll get a look at the Remix Wheels replay.
You are kidding me.
Petrocelli, in the meantime, has kicked his first in the margin.
I'm not marking it down. That is disgusting. Look how far out it is. He's right there.
He's got both feet a metre outside the boundary.
Oh, my.
The Remix Wheels replay, that's a howler.
Oh, That is so embarrassing.
Oh, I'm feeling
sick to the guts.
That was the first quarter.
I took it well.
But you can tend to exaggerate like me now. Don't let me rub off on you.
I know you told me.
Full of emotion.
You said, don't let me drag you down.
But the bigger picture is, how can that happen in a billion-dollar industry? How can a bloke running along a boundary line not have seen that? Now, there was a field umpire there
as well.
Is he allowed to blow his whistle?
No, he's not. Apparently, it has to be the boundary ump. But we've got two of them now. You know,
so
how many
why
umps
can't
we
the field
want?
umpire blow it?
He's not allowed to override, apparently, which I think is ridiculous. But honestly, he was that far out, his boots got wet in the torrents. That's how far out he was. It was ridiculous.
Well, but it didn't cost you the game.
No,
Our
look,
Keys one cost us a top 8 in the Premiership.
But what I was trying to get at is, it could be a crucial moment against a crucial team in Norris, but you can't unbelievably allow that to happen. It was incredible. Right. Both feet were out. So the ball was out. We know it's all about the ball.
Okay. So the big question is this. What do we call it? DAS, VAR? What do we call ours?
Yeah, we've got the arc.
The arc. So it played on. It was a wrong decision. It was a goal. Do you want to be able to override that and then we take it all the way back and throw that ball in?
Yeah, I think we should be able to get to the fact that our
But that's the question.
Our
Do we want to do
technology's
that?
so good. Goes to third umpire. Sorry, mate. That was way out. Take it back.
Okay. So we'd be happy as an organisation to do what soccer does in their VAR.
Correct.
To take time. Well, basketball takes forever.
You don't want it to take
and then you
forever.
bring it back.
It should be pretty quick, something like that. And I still sanction that with spending the right money on the right technology. We should be able to get this game
All
pretty
right.
good.
So was that decision worse than any of the field decisions of holding the ball or not getting rid of it correctly in a Crows game? Because I counted them, there were 17. Well dropped at probably 14 of them and no free kick. So do we want to bring it in for that? I don't think so.
No, not for that, no.
No, okay.
But anyway, I got over it quickly. See how we go. Look, in exciting news too, Tasmania will, in an hour, approximately an hour, I think 5:15, will announce their colours, jumper, logo and nicknames.
But
so
how can
it's
we
all
all know
happening.
it?
Well, we're not expecting any surprises, are we?
So Tasmania
That's probably
Devils?
what it is. It's probably Tassie
State
Devils.
colours?
Well, it'll be green, yellow and tinge of red.
Okay.
But how that design is done will be the bit I'm looking forward to.
I'd love them to play in their state jumper or a version of it because they've got to unite the Apple Isle. They've got to unite
they do.
north and south.
But I'm pretty sure there's
Launceston
some clever ways of doing that. I'm
Okay.
sure there is. So hopefully we're not going to go, it's the state Guernsey. Let's hope it's not that boring. Let's hope there's a bit of flair to it, eh? Well, I'll tell you
the
what.
Crows use the colours and look at what they've ended up with. As much as Nigel Smart wanted the state jumper.
No, that's not
that didn't go down well.
No, it didn't.
The big
No.
red Superman suit.
Even your inaugural captain wasn't happy with that.
No, but they'll have to. Yeah, no, he wasn't. They'll have to make it same but different.
Yeah. Just a little bit. They'll be able to do it.
It's a bloody good jumper.
Give us a call, 8223 0000. It is Monday footy review time.
It certainly is. Get your calls in, 8223 0000. What's burning most passionately for you on a Monday, footy fans? Graham Corns, Crows, will get to call in if you're a Crows fan to Cornsy in the next half hour. We've got Warren Treadray. If you're a Port fan, you can call into him. Vent your spleen, have your say to your man, Mitch Hinge from the Crows, to join us later. James Delianov as well from Adelaide United. They finally got that win that's been so elusive to them. And we've also got your chance to be in the running today and for the rest of the week for an unforgettable sailing experience for you and 9 friends on the Sydney Hobart winning maxi yacht Brindabella.
How good.
We're going to be playing Sail with the Century a little bit later on with Timmy, our quizmaster. You can be in the running for that as well. 23 after 4, it's our Monday footy review, 8223 0000.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. Get a coach's perspective each week on the 5AA Sports Show when Rowey and Timmy G chat with Scott Camporeale for Coach's Corner. Thanks to Unique Homestyle Foods, proudly baking for hundreds of South Australian businesses for 35 years. See the difference.
In tough times, it's the simple things that make a big difference. Like $19 schnitzel days at the Birkenhead Tavern, Excelsior and the Lighthouse Wharf. We know the humble schnitty can't fix all our problems, but we do know it'll put a smile on your dial. $19 schnitty, Mondays, Tuesdays and Wednesdays at the Birkenhead Tavern, Excelsior and the Lighthouse Wharf. Making the world a better place, one schnitty at a time. Got to start somewhere. you just know it's a Barreau hotel. When you've been around for over a century, you know a thing or two. And South Australian Business Chamber and Ray White have almost 300 years between them. So when an alliance is formed between South Australian Business Chamber and Ray White Business Sales SA, all that experience flows to you. This ensures you're in top shape, whether you're buying, selling, or somewhere in between. Touch base with the experts. Search Ray White Business Sales SA. Proudly partnered with South Australian Business Chamber.
Now, if you want to save serious money on your hot water bills, then get off the gas. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, but gas is better. No, not anymore. Our friends at EcoVantage can show you how to heat pump hot water system can save you up to 50% on your water heating costs. That's 50%, Stephen. You've got to get on board.
I'm glad you put some oomph in that.
Yeah.
50% is a lot. You think about it and then halve it. That's what it is. It's a huge saving, and thanks to EcoVantage, it's more affordable than you even think to make that switch. In fact, if you're a concession card holder, the cost may be even less than what you think to switch.
EcoVantage, they'll go everywhere as well. Kangaroo Island, York Peninsula, Port Lincoln, Bordertown. If you want to save serious money on your hot water bills, up to 50%, then get off the gas and get onto EcoVantage. Jump online at ecovantage.com.au.
One of the best things about South Australia is there's so much of it. Fortunately, getting a parcel from one side to the other is easy with Stateliner. Sure, Stateliner have a fleet of modern, comfortable buses, but they'll also carry freight across the state for you. Affordable rates, and your parcel goes on the next available bus. From the city to Port Pirie, Whyalla and Port Augusta, Ceduna and Port Lincoln, the Riverland, Mount Gambier and many towns in between. Get your parcel moving quickly. Put it on the Stateliner bus.
Here at FIVEAA, we're all about supporting local. Purchase high fresh salads with the Little Heroes Foundation logo, and part proceeds support children living with dementia. Find them at your local Drakes and Romeos.
Back in '69, Frank Hutchison started a journey when he met Bill King, who ran a remote travel business. King needed four-wheel drive parts so strong, so reliable, they'd make the return trip after enduring the rigours of the Aussie outback. This forged Terrain Tamer's beginnings. Over 50 years later, Frank and his team continue to innovate and create parts strong enough to survive the toughest terrains on the planet. And best of all, the customer is still king. Terrain Tamer, parts that will get you home.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
26 minutes after 4, it's our Monday footy review. Footy fans, 8223 0000. Get on the phone, vent your spleen, $50 Pals voucher to give away in the next little while. Rowey's asking Crows fans, particularly on the back of a 6-point loss, are you half full or half empty? 8223 0000. Let's check your traffic. Rossdale Homes, the custom home, 2-story split level specialists.
At Port Adelaide, traffic lights out of action there. Perkins Drive near Francis Street, plus nearby at Eastern Parade. At Salisbury, a crash. Salisbury Harmony Waterloo Corner Road. Another crash at Seacombe Gardens. Morford Road near Seacombe Road. Slow going for works at Seacliff Park. Ocean Boulevard near Schofield Road. With a camera, High Street at Wollonga. Dan Murphy's don't match competitors' advertised prices, they beat them. That's Dan Murphy's lowest liquor price guarantee. T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wise. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
It's the Monday footy review. We're going to Glen Osmond. Simon, g'day Simon.
G'day boys, how you going?
Excellent. What do you think?
Good. Just want to comment on the Adelaide Gold Coast game, in particular Adelaide. I'm an Adelaide supporter. I feel like, and this doesn't just apply to Adelaide, I think it applies to teams like Brisbane and Collingwood who have been on the back foot, Melbourne after their loss to Sydney in round 0. But there's a lot of, and this happens every year, there's a lot of ridiculous statements and premature predictions and conclusions about various teams after, you know, a handful of games. I mean, Adelaide going into the Gold Coast game, I think they were, Gold Coast were favourites. They were $1.60 or $1.65 favourites. To beat Adelaide, I think the line was about 6 points, and that's basically what the margin was. If you had told me before the game that we would have a 6-point loss to Gold Coast at home, given their sort of resurgence under Damien Hardwick, pretty solid win against Richmond, I would have taken that. I mean, I do understand the negativity around their first 2.5 to 3 quarters, But I feel like around the ground they were pretty solid. I think the 3 or 4 things that beat us, the conditions we didn't adjust to. It was a bit wet and slippery after the first 10 minutes. I feel like we didn't play on enough and play attacking football enough. We obviously missed Walker and a bit of forward structure, and I guess Thilthorpe you could throw into that equation as well. And I think Gold Coast's gut running was maybe a little bit better than ours, but I really feel like a 6-point loss, I sort of get a bit over this. You know, a lot of people overreact after one game, and I've got a lot of confidence this week. I'm assuming Taylor Walker's going to be back this week against Geelong. I've got no doubt we'll have a very positive game against Geelong. I think we'll win.
Right, Simon.
Yeah.
I hope you're right. Tex will be back. He probably could have played if it was Sunday, they reckon. And that's glass half full, Simon. Well done. You're right. It's round 1.
You know what? At all in those conditions, it's probably a good thing if he was going to miss one.
Not
probably
one
not
at
a bad
all.
one to miss.
Kicked the goal. Casbolt didn't. King didn't.
So, yeah. It was
Our
difficult
boys didn't.
conditions
Gallant,
for the
yeah,
Tools.
it was.
So.
Hello, Scott.
How you going, boys?
Hey, Scotty.
Hey, on the boundary umpire incident, if you have a look at the TV, particularly, that boundary umpire was basically out of position. He was about 2 metres to the right of that boundary line, and from the angle I could see from the TV, there was no way he probably would have guessed it was out, but he couldn't. He was in the wrong position. He should have been 10 metres behind the player on the boundary line to see him being out, in my opinion. I just think he was out of position if you look at the replay.
Great call, Scott. I think with the 2 of them now, it's really strange that he would be out of position, because with 2 of them, there's a lot more opportunity to obviously be in position.
Yeah.
I can understand they had to change it from 1 because the game was just way too quick for one bloke to keep up. So I think the 2, you would think that was resolved.
That is disgusting.
Oh, come on. Keep your calls coming in. We've got Stud shortly. Unique home-style food text. This did tickle my fancy. Row, I'll give you a Sir Swamp Thing stat. Ooh. He's the one he's brilliant, isn't he?
Very good stat.
Ben Keys kicked the first goal of the year in 24 and the last goal of the year in 23. Oh, hang on a sec. No, he didn't. Good on you, Harvey. You think... No,
Cornsey is going to be here next. You can watch on the Foodland live stream. We're on Facebook and YouTube as we speak. Keep your calls coming in, 8423 0000.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. New mums and dads will be able to access more paid parental leave under a major expansion of the scheme. Uber will pay more than $270 million to Australian taxi operators, drivers and hire car owners as a 5-year legal battle ends in a settlement. The Princess of Wales has reportedly been seen shopping in Windsor with William. And in sport, Tex Walker is on track to play this weekend for the Crows. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Port Adelaide, traffic lights out of action there. Perkins Drive near Francis Street, plus nearby at Eastern Parade. At Salisbury, a crash. Salisbury Harmony Waterloo Corner Road. Another crash at Seacombe Gardens. Morford Road near Seacombe Road. Slow going for works at Seacliff Park. Ocean Boulevard near Schofield Road. With a camera, High Street at Wollonga. Dan Murphy's don't match competitors' advertised prices, they beat them. That's Dan Murphy's lowest liquor price guarantee. T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wise. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast clear tonight, a shower or 2 tomorrow, 24. Right now it's 27. We'll have more news at 5 and as it happens on 5AA.
David Penberthy and Will Goodies, 5AA Breakfast.
We have the Treasurer, Stephen Mulligan, on the line now. This is in relation to the payroll tax changes and the impact which the College of GP says it's going to have on bulk billing.
This is the tax that applies to wages, so there's no need for a patient fee.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
But aren't the only victims of the status quo patients that are going to go to these clinics and have to pay more?
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Don't miss the legendary Gladys Knight for one last time as the Empress of Soul returns to Australia in 2024 for a final celebration of soul. Witness Gladys Knight perform all her greatest hits live on stage at Festival Theatre Adelaide on Thursday, March 21. Gladys Knight, the farewell tour. Tickets on sale now at Ticketek. Presented by MG Live, Frontier Touring and Arena Touring.
The passing of someone close
places unique stress on family and friends. At this time, Farrell and O'Neill Funerals are here to provide reassurance and peace of mind. Farrell and O'Neill offer creative guidance and advice to tailor a service that best honours your loved one. Whether a large gathering or a small, intimate service, Farrell and O'Neill share their generations of experience in tailoring a unique and meaningful farewell. Proudly SA family-owned and operated, because it's personal.
The swear jar is back now. I'm not... Everybody's
Go
thinking,
and get...
exactly. You're thinking
Not
that way.
one.
But this is actually good news. The swear jar is back at Bi-Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens.
Yes, it is.
And actually, it never went away, because I can tell you it's larger than ever. It's bigger than a swear keg. Now, despite what you think, it's not a bad swear jar. It's a good one. It's Bi-Urban swear jars, completely different. It's full of pledges and promises that they keep.
This is a great company. This is a mighty company, Bi-Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens. Here's Marty the Tyler. He swears. He's affectionately known as Millimetre Martin.
What a great name.
That'd be a great name for a Tyler, wouldn't it? He swears you'll love his millimetre perfect craftsmanship. Now, if you see Marty's work, you'll know it is curl moustache impeccable.
Absolutely, and here's one. Rick the plumber. Rick swears to always clean up after himself. Now, I found out the other day, I actually coached Rick. Oh, yeah, coached him. He was a footballer at the Maggies. Yeah, good man. And I said I wish he cleaned up after himself in the change rooms, as well as he does here. So I'm sure the listeners will hold him to that promise.
Like a clean plumber. For a team that swears to deliver on quality and service, see Bi-Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens, Adelaide Home renovation experts.
It's Edward here from Edwardstown Mazda.
Thanks, Edward. I've got this. And it's big news.
How big?
Really big. Edwardstown Mazda have extended their sale with huge Mazda factory bonuses across a wide range of Mazdas. Plus, get a $2,000 trade-in bonus on top of your trade-in price. Only available at Edwardstown Mazda.
Wow.
I know, right? Wow.
Play the jingle sing.
It's gotta be
Edwardstown Mazda. T's and C's apply.
At IGA, there's plenty of ways to save this Easter, like Australian beef rump steak, $22 per kilo. Now at your local IGA and shop online. Offer ends March 19. Participating stores only. Excludes IGA local grocer and Foodland.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Yeah, 24 minutes to 5. It's our Monday footy review. The lines are open for your burning thoughts on anything footy you saw across the weekend. You got Treaders to chat with very shortly after 5 o'clock. You can ask him anything you like, 8223 0000. And Crows fans will take your calls right now because Graham Studley-Corns is in the building.
Graham Studley-Corns.
Corns in front, takes the mark. Corns gets himself way back there. Corns, and Corns with one hand.
Thanks to BL Shipway, a South Australian institution looking after SA's hydraulic and pneumatic needs for over 70 years.
Good to see you, Stud. I'm trying to be glass half full on that loss.
Yeah, well, you can't really be. I mean, you learn lessons from your losses. You learn a lot more from your losses than you do from your triumphs. There's no doubt about that. And it is only round one, so we don't make too many conclusions. But there was a psychological battle going on, and I bet the Crows players didn't even know it.
What was it?
Well, all summer they've been saying how they're going to improve, they're going to do this. It's almost a given that they're going to make the 8. So there's a nice warm feeling of complacency seeps out. It might be subconscious. You're playing an opponent who's got a new coach. They've got a lot of young talent. They've had a game under their belt, so they are up for this contest. The Crows were just swept off the park. There was no, they just weren't in it for the
The first half was awful.
Well,
one goal, 2 for a half.
First 3. Well, it's all about the start, isn't it? You can't give a team 6 or 7 goals start. And people will say, yeah, well, we got back into the game. We only lost by
6 points.
6 points, but it's not the point.
No.
Were Gold Coast, did they drop off in the last quarter? Maybe they did, but it is a game of psychology, and unless you are absolutely on your game, and it was a failure.
But Stud, it's round one. It was Towie as a Roman sandal, Timmy, to play round one.
Yeah,
I loved round one.
Everybody's been telling them how good they're going to be. They're going to make the 8. It's automatic. There's going to be this gradual improvement. That seeps in. I don't think they addressed the opponent as thoroughly as they should have. Certainly, they didn't. They didn't get their selection right.
Did they know it was going to rain?
Well, you're a fisherman. Do you know it's going to rain?
They
yeah.
trained
There
on
was such-
Thursday
yeah.
with wet weather and
Well,
sprinklers
look at winds
They
and
were
tides
preparing
more
for
than
rain.
They were.
They were preparing.
All right, so you can be critical of that. Let's say they did know it was going to rain.
Okay.
So why does Saligo start? Why do they go tall in the forward line? But I go back to the 1998 second semi-final. I guess it was a first semi-final.
Elimination, wasn't it?
It was an elimination game, so that becomes the first semi-final. Crows have been beaten in the first final smashed by Melbourne, but it didn't mean anything. So they went to Sydney to play Sydney.
Was this 98?
98.
They were the highest.
98.
They were the highest finishing loser. That's why they.
So they've gone to Sydney. They should have been eliminated, but they didn't. They went to Sydney, and the tempests and the storms swept over Sydney. It was Mark Rasciuto was in the race as they're running out, saying it's like Vietnam. There was flashing lights and fireworks, and the storm is raging. Did Malcolm Blight change his lineup? Because remember, Big Ben Marsh was in there as well. So he didn't go small. So you could argue that yes, they did consider the weather, but nevertheless, good player in the dry is also a good player in the wet. But in hindsight, Jake Saligo probably, or even Ned
Well,
McHenry.
if you fit, you play.
Ned McHenry, but
But it was the midfield stud.
Well, it was.
We were smashed.
The midfield was smashed. We're coming to that.
The numbers didn't show that, though, did it?
Oh, they were. But
No, they were pretty even, but
Tim.
obviously their quality was a lot better than our
They
quality.
just won. That Matt Rao is unbelievable. I mean, I thought the Crows were reactive in that regard. They were trying to counter Matt Rao. Yeah, that's why young Berry was in there. But Rao just he couldn't be. He was at the bottom of every pack, and he fed it out. The guys like Tuke Miller ran onto it and used it.
Well, here's the coaches' votes. Matt Rao 8, Tuke Miller 8, Noah Anderson 8. So that's our Dawson,
midfield.
Laird and Crouch.
Yeah.
And then the fourth best was Sam Flanders, who was also a midfielder.
Matt Crouch has made Matt Crouch got coaches' votes. He got
Yes, he
two.
did.
So he's been
I liked
it's
his
been a
game.
great resurgent. I
It
think
is.
there's a
'Cause he
place for
can
him
play.
there.
What are you doing with Isaac Rankin?
What are you doing with Isaac Rankin?
We need two of him.
We do need two of them, but you can't split him. He's trying to make him a midfielder, and it's costing his effectiveness in the forward line.
They traded him in as a midfielder. They sold that to us.
No, I don't think so. Did they?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, yeah.
Was that
they
the,
did.
That was.
Oh,
That
that's
was
right.
the carrot.
Because of the.
That's why he was coming.
The scrutiny,
exactly right.
the scrutiny of the salary that he was earning. They say, well, he'd be a midfielder, and people say, why would you pay that for a small forward? Well, I'll tell you why you do play it for a small forward, because they are fast becoming the most important player on the ground. Would you ever see Charlie Cameron go into the midfield?
No.
I mean, I know they're trying to get the best out of him. They're trying to get the best balance in their midfield, but he is the most important. On Saturday, he was going to be and should have been the most important forward on the ground. And he proved that pretty much in the last quarter. Now, I know Joshua Shelley got votes here. He got one coach's vote because he kicked a few goals in the end. But, geez, first half wasn't good.
No one in that forward line was good. I said on Brecky, no Taylor Walker, no Crows forward line. He's so instructional, Taylor Walker, up there.
but
we would have been far better in front of the ball if he was out there.
But if you're
Maybe.
preparing for life after, is that a good thing?
No,
that's the point I'm
saying.
making. How are they planning for life after Taylor Walker?
Well, it's Darcy Fogarty.
Yeah,
They've got the player.
Well, Darcy hasn't shown us that he's capable of stepping up yet. Everybody loves what Darcy can do when we see him at his best, when he has those breakout games. But now whether he hasn't had full license to roam around and do what Taylor Walker does with a touch of arrogance and a touch of confidence. I mean, everything about Darcy Fogarty is positive in terms of his football package.
Yes.
But does he get enough of the ball? Does he kick enough goals? And surely at this stage of his career, how many games now? Certainly it'd be over 80.
Well, he's over 50.
No, it'd be over 80. He'd be close to 100.
I think it's close to 80.
Close
to 80, I reckon.
So this is now. He's coming into his prime as a footballer. Once you get past 65, 70 games, if you've got a talent, you are coming into your football career.
How many?
80 games. He had 9 disposals on the weekend as well, just the 2 marks.
Okay. Thanks for that. Keep your calls coming in, 8223 0088. We got Tony here from Darwin. We got Stud. Tony?
G'day, guys. It's Stud Lucky. We've got a new sports psychologist based on your initial comment.
Well, they do have a split, but do you not think they lost the battle? Or did they think it was just going to happen for them?
Totally agree. Rowey, my glass is 60% empty. There's no half at this stage. I'd be happy if it was half, but I think the structure of our team, it looked the same team generally as what really didn't cut it last year. I look at our wingers; they're not penetrating. I think back to Seeds. You know, he could kick a goal from 60. He could penetrate with his kicks in. We haven't got that. My thoughts there are Mitch Hinge onto a wing, and the other bloke I'd throw onto a wing is Dan Curtin when he's fit, because apparently he's an elite kick and he's quick and he's strong. So worth a try, because Scholey and Schoenberg when he's fit, they just don't penetrate. They're not physically strong. The other problem I've got is I think we're going to miss Duno more than we think. We have no intercept marker. Now, on top of that, I watch Max Scorn drop back and take marks at long halfback. Riley O'Brien doesn't mark the football very often, so I think we're going to miss Duno more than we actually believe. Now I'll throw some names at you here, guys. Charlie Cameron, Quaynor, Schultz from FIVEAA, Stephen May, Martin from Essendon, Brad Crouch from St Kilda. That's only a few. Guess what their names have in common? They come sixth in their best and fairest. Guess he comes sixth in our best and fairest. One of our new leadership people. I think that highlights the depth of our club is thin. And we got players that try hard, but there's a light on in regards to skill level.
Lockie Murphy was six, wasn't he? Is that who he's alluding to? Yeah. Thanks, Tony. Hello, Nick.
Hello, how are you guys?
Yeah, we're well, thank you.
Hi, Graham, I hate when you say the conditions. It's both teams the same with the conditions.
Yeah, I understand that, and you can't make excuses for the conditions, but you've got to prepare for them.
And the other thing, Graham, even Nixie, I know Nixie's a lovely chap. Even he said we miss Tex Walker. What are you going to do next year when Tex Walker retires? He's the coach. He gets good money. Have a look at the players. Any one of the players with ability to be the next Tex Walker. If not, have a look around Australia and buy one, because the public is going to get sick of it, Graham, and they're going to stop coming to see the game. Like you tell me now, the Matildas, because Sam Kerr is not play, they're going to lose every bloody game?
Oh, no.
Give me a break, Graham.
Great call.
Hey, I'm with you, Nick. I mean,
that's a $50 powers voucher right there.
What is the plan for life after Tex
Walker?
You
did ask that question.
And Nick's right.
I said it's fog. It's meant to be fog.
No,
Pick 12.
Is it? Well, but he's been there for the last, 4 or 5 years.
Well, it's time.
Is there anybody in the Crows list that can take Tex Walker's place apart from Darcy Fogarty?
No. The answer to that is no.
So do you go out and buy one? Do you go out and trade for one? Do you bring an established key forward in? And what would it cost you to do? So it's a concern. Last year, at one of Adelaide's big strengths, apart from its midfield, was its forward line.
Yeah.
But Taylor Walker was the keystone there, the cornerstone to it. How do they replace him?
Well, that's a question for after the break. I want to ask you about Luke Pedler too, and Crows supporters. Stud is here, 822 300
Yep, he's here for our Monday Footy Review. Get your calls in. We're going to take them all next. Crows fans, glass half full or half empty, and who's the future after Tex goes? Let's check your traffic.
At Port Adelaide, traffic lights out. Perkins Drive near Francis Street, plus nearby at Eastern Parade. Salisbury crash there. Salisbury Highway near Waterloo Corner Road, and a crash at Seacombe Gardens too. Morford Road near Seacombe Road. Busy Brighton Road, Brighton. Slow Main North Road at Enfield, with a camera Main North Road at Blakeview. Cansy apples are the perfect fresh healthy snack. Sweet and tangy with a delicious juicy crunch. Experience the power of great taste. Grab a Cansy at your local supermarket or greengrocer. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
Get obsessed with the Honda SUV range at Formula Honda, Modbury and Glen Osmond. Whether it's the compact HRV, the sporty mid-sized Honda ZR-V, or the spacious CR-V. And for a limited time, new Honda SUVs come with a 7-year warranty, 7-year roadside assist, and 5 standard low-price services at $199 each. Visit Formula Honda, Modbury or Glen Osmond and test drive today. Vehicles used for a commercial purpose have a 7-year or 200,000 kilometre warranty, whichever occurs first. T's and C's at honda.com.au.
For over 3 decades, Regent Homes has been synonymous with crafting architecturally bespoke homes, each one a testament to Regent Homes' unwavering commitment to design, quality and sophistication. And because Regent Homes is a South Australian family-owned company, they understand more than anyone what it takes to build a family home. Experience Regent Homes' award-winning display homes at Lightsview and Blackwood Park. Innovative design, elevated living. Visit regenthomes.com.au.
When your emergency can't wait, neither should you. At Calvary Adelaide's Emergency Department, you'll experience shorter wait times before receiving personalised care from experienced specialists. With Adelaide's only 24-hour private emergency department, Calvary provides emergency care at any time with no time spared. For fast, specialist private emergency care, get care 24/7. At the Calvary Adelaide Emergency Department, 120 Angus Street, Adelaide.
This is RB Day for Supercraft Bedding with Tales from the Bedroom. I was talking to Sandy in the office the other day. Her son works in a local waste centre. He said, "Mum, we see everyone else's mattress brand come through. Some even look new, but we hardly ever see Supercraft mattresses. Why is that?" Sandy replied, "When you know you're on a good thing, you tend to hold on to it." Supercraft Bedding, building better flippable beds. 42 Richmond Road, Keswick.
Hi, I'm Jo. I'm a registered nurse and I work with St Louis Home Care as a clinical care coordinator.
St. Louis was started by my great-grandmother and is one big happy family with lovely staff just like Jo.
The people that work for St Louis are very loving and caring.
Whether it's personal care, preparing meals, shopping, home maintenance or social activities, we help people stay at home for longer.
If you're interested, come and join us.
Google St. Louis Home Care today.
Around 2,300 Australian children live with childhood dementia. But where there's hardship, there's local legends hard at work. Little Heroes Foundation is dedicated to finding treatments and, in time, a cure for childhood dementia. They're teaming up with High Fresh Salads so you too can make a difference. Purchase any High Fresh Salads products with the Little Heroes Foundation logo and a portion of the proceeds support children living with dementia. Find High Fresh Salads at your local independent supermarket and greengrocer.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
9 minutes to 5. Treat us to join us after 5 o'clock and you can call in, ask him anything you like. 8223 0000. Still giving away a $50 Pals voucher. Studdy's here as well for our Monday footy review.
Hello, Daniel.
G'day, guys. I'm just bringing up, so I heard the caller about 10 minutes ago saying the Crows need a ruckman that can go back and take marks. I don't know what he's talking about, because last year there was 2 ruckmen in the top 20 contested marks, and one was Rowey O'Brien. The guy mustn't watch Crows games, because that's one of Rowey O'Brien's most powerful things, is taking contested marks in the backfield.
Yeah, I don't think that's the perception you have of Riley. You have a perception of Riley that he absolutely gives everything on the footy field and he tries and he's. You don't have the impression that he takes lots of marks in the backfield, but I mean the statistics don't lie.
No,
if he does,
Yeah, he gets his hand on a lot of them. He competes. Thank you, Daniel. Hello, Gary. Studs here.
Yeah, can you hear me all right, guys?
Yeah, we can. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bring up a few AFL things. Basically, first one here is that you saw that where the football hit that aerial.
Yeah, the camera, the flying camera.
Yeah, very simple solution to that. Basically, as soon as it hits it, umpire calls ball up.
Well, that's the rule. That's the rule, mate. But the umpire didn't see it.
4 umpires didn't see it.
Yeah, well, I wasn't aware of that. And just a common sense. Basically, one also. I think that Redmond's a little bit stiff. So he's accepted it from Essendon. I don't barrack for Essendon. I used to be a Crows supporter, but now I'm a Pal supporter. But you know, I just want to see some.
How did that happen, Gary?
No, Gary, you can...
No, it's a long story, but basically I was a Crows supporter until about 4 years ago when I went back to the first side I ever barracked for was Carlton.
Oh, right. Okay.
Well, you're a turncoat, Gary.
We can easily
Just
dump...
pick it and stick, mate.
We can easily dump you.
Didn't he have another... What was your last one, Gary? You had another umpire thing.
Yeah, basically, I just want to see a bit of consistency with... I think Fredman was a little bit stiff. He's accepted this one game. But even though I'm a Carlton supporter, look, we'll take it, but Clip should never have won the Brownlow medal. It's just because the lawyers went away. I just worry that if a player like a Five or anyone like all that, they're an endangered species to an extent.
Yeah, all
the physical players are endangered species these days.
So he went through his Crows, then he went to Port, now he's Carlton.
Can't work it out.
I don't think he knows what colour chocks he's got. Hello, Don.
Yeah, how are you, boys?
Hey, Don.
Well, thank you.
I'd like to see that AFL officials chuck the draw out the window, and this is my draw, not in any order, at the opening round. Crows Port, West Coast Freo, Brisbane Gold Coast, Sydney Giants, Carlton Richmond, Essendon Hawthorn, Geelong St Kilda, Collingwood Melbourne, Western Bulldogs North Melbourne, and they'll break 500,000. They'll get a crowd of 500,000.
Yeah,
Everyone stay at home.
No, you're right. That would get a good crowd. But do you want your showdown? Do you want your marquee games first round of the season?
Probably. But you got two of them. You got two showdowns. So they had one at the start of the season and one after round 17 when everyone's played each other.
And Port would get it as a home game if that was the case. We got a number of texts. How come Port had the home game again this year? It's two in a row. I thought we alternated that.
It was a very lacklustre atmosphere at the game yesterday, and the crowd wasn't overly...
30. What was it, 30?
34.
Hot days, late Sunday against the West Coast Eagles.
Hey, Luke Pedlar.
Luke Pedlar.
My favourite player.
Every time I see Luke Pedlar play, I think this kid has got something. He's something special. This kid is a good player. I like him. Yeah. Then I look at his stats. 8 kicks, 8 possessions, 7 kicks, 1 handball. Now, all right, he got whacked in the nose and
broke his nose,
and then so that maybe unsettles you when you come back on. But he doesn't give us what his talent indicates he should. I mean, so what do you do with him?
He's a midfielder.
Is he a midfielder?
He is a midfielder. He was recruited as a first-round midfielder.
He's been running through the midfield, midfield half forward. I think they've got to look at him at half-back. He's got such a weapon, that left-foot kick is such, and he takes a good mark, and he's hard. I know you've got Brodie Smith, Mitch Hinge, and you've got Wayne Miller back there.
I'm putting Miller on the wing.
Similar there. But
get Chase Jones off that wing.
Pedlar has got too much talent to not have a greater impact on a game. And he's been in the system now for a few years. And the coaching staff has to work out a way to get the best out of him, or else... he doesn't progress any further, but you can't have a player who only gets 8 possessions in a game when he's got that much talent.
Bit hung out to dry. Can they beat Geelong in that first of the 5 hairy chess games?
They certainly
Friday
can.
night?
They certainly can.
Yes!
This is a home game. They've had a wake-up call. They've been shaken from their slumber or their complacency. They can beat Geelong. We've seen it over the years.
My word.
But it's a home game. This will be a totally different atmosphere. And Geelong, good team. Paddy Dangerfield was their best player, which is
again. Well, he is. Again, he's a star.
They're good, but they come to Adelaide. They've had great teams come to Adelaide and been beaten over the journey. So
how's this? Before you go, Collingwood are 0-2, reigning premiers. St Kilda, who be reeling, could be 0-3. Then they've got to go to Brisbane and play Brisbane at the Gabba. They could be 0-4. Wouldn't that?
You're smiling about that.
Oh, God Scotty Hodges won't like me for saying that. But
there's quite a few in the history in the modern times that at least one of the grand final appearance teams have dropped out of the 8.
It'd be a sad
with Geelong just in 22.
A lot of times
don't
in the last
say
10
that,
years.
Sam.
They
Collingwood.
They rejuvenated football. They made us like footy again. We love Craig McCray, the atmosphere he generated in his team, the game
They
style
can
they
recover.
have.
It's only
so-
round 2 for them.
They're black and
or 2
white. They're
games.
magpies.
I know
How
they're black
dare
and
you
white,
say
but
you
they're-
can
They don't even know
barrack
what
them?
rounds are.
They're not.
What's wrong with
They're
you,
not
son?
Port Adelaide.
Actually, have we got Eddie Maguire tomorrow?
Yes, we do.
That's good because I'm going to start with ha ha ha. You're going to fall out the eight.
Oh, don't start with that. I like Eddie.
With all those games at the MCG, you reckon they're going to fall out?
Probably
You never
not.
know. They'll come good, but they're off at the moment. Remember so many games they just snuck in last year.
They
so
did.
They don't have to be too far off the pace.
They are going down the untenable line, I tell you.
Oh,
what? Well, Fred has said that round 3. Why can't I?
Yeah, but we're talking about a premiership coach.
It's round 3 next week, mate.
Righto. BL Shipley, can I give Shippy a plug?
Give Shippy a plug.
Because I spoke to Shippy, he was having a meeting with Robert Day, the West Adelaide. Robert Day's got a 20-year-old hydraulic hose that finally failed, and Shippy said, "Look, I'll replace it under warranty." But it's 20 years. That's the sort of bloke he is.
Don't say that on air.
Because Robert Day complained so much. He said, "It's 20 years."
That's got warts on it.
Oh, no.
That's classic.
Anyway, their workshop's got plenty of room in the workshop. They've got the new, bigger and better premises at the new location. BL Shipway, they've been looking after your hydraulic and pneumatic needs since 1953. The new location, 71 Morford Road, Camden Park. Great company to do.
You can nearly put a slice, because you slice viciously.
Oh, yeah.
From the 15th in his front yard.
Not so much these days.
Okay.
These days I top it.
You straight down the middle.
Yeah, but when I sort of hit it,
you
I don't slice it like I used to.
You need a BL Shipway hydraulic.
It's time for us to get to the news. Treaders is going to join us after 5 o'clock. Call in now. Line up 8223 0000. We'll get your calls with him next.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Hey, did you know that you can be part of medical research right here in Adelaide?
But aren't clinical trials for sick people?
Actually, CMAX are looking for healthy volunteers to help trial a potential medication that could potentially decrease risk of heart disease in the future.
What's involved?
Stay for 2 consecutive nights at the CMAX facility and attend between 8 to 12 visits throughout the year. Plus, you'll be paid for your contribution to medical science.
Where do I apply?
Apply for C08123 at cmax.com.au.
The news and information that matters. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy tonight, down to 17. A shower or two tomorrow, 24. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher. Unions believe new parents should be offered a full year off work with their pay subsidised by the federal government. Legislation has passed giving parents up to 26 weeks paid parental leave from July 2026. The changes will be gradually phased in from this coming financial year. Australian Council of Trade Unions President Michelle O'Neill says it's a good start but must go further.
We need to make sure that we lift the payments that people receive so it's higher than the minimum wage, and a good paid parental leave scheme that really meant that parents could have the time they need to care for newborn babies and then be able to go back into the workforce would be a 52-week scheme.
Police are investigating the theft of 2 unique cars over the weekend. The vehicles were stolen from a locked shed on Keeper Road at Murray Bridge. The blue 1978 Ford XC Falcon and a 2009 black Holden Commodore Ute are easily recognisable. Anyone with information is asked to contact Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000. The Immigration Minister says he's taking steps to try and stop more asylum seekers from using the legal system to be released. 151 people are in the community after the High Court ruled indefinite detention is unlawful. There is now concern other high-risk detainees will use the verdict to be allowed out and stay in Australia. Andrew Giles has told Parliament he's working to make sure that doesn't happen.
The government believes that these individuals, those who are not cooperating with their removal, should be removed from Australia as a priority, and while they are not, they should remain in immigration detention. This is a position we successfully defended before the Federal Court. We will be vigorously defending this position before the High Court.
A flight from Melbourne to Bali has returned to Tullamarine after a passenger spat at other passengers and launched into an expletive-laden tirade mid-air. The woman is now in Australian Federal Police custody and restrained on the flight. Passengers will have to wait until tomorrow to fly and are being provided with accommodation tonight. Uber will pay more than $270 million to Australian taxi operators, drivers and hire car owners as a 5-year legal battle ends in a settlement. A class action was filed on behalf of 8,000 drivers who said they lost income when the rideshare company entered the Australian market. Lead plaintiff Nick Andrianakis says he lost his livelihood because of Uber.
I lost my passion for work. I lost my plates that were worth $500,000 each. And I lost my income that provided food on the table of my family.
The Princess of Wales has reportedly been seen shopping in Windsor with William, the pair visiting a favourite farm shop after watching their children play sport. No pictures were taken, adhering to their request for privacy. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Collect the new 2024 Select Footy Stars cards at Sports Card World, Regent Arcade, Rundle Mall.
Adelaide's assistant coach says the Crows' fight back in their round 1 game on the weekend came too late. They were down by 29 points at three-quarter time and, despite a strong final hit-out, lost by 6. Scott Burns says hopefully Tex will be back this weekend.
Yeah, he's going okay, but it's one of these stages we'll just have to see him probably in full training more so before we make any decisions on selection. But obviously made the right decision not to play him on the weekend when he wasn't quite right. So it's always hard with little niggles and little backs when you get these injuries. They can really come good within 1 or 2 days, and sometimes they can just linger for 4 or 5. But at this stage, he's on track.
Port Adelaide head to Melbourne to face Richmond at the MCG this Sunday, the Power coming off a big season opener. A bronze statue paying tribute to the Matildas is set to be installed at Suncorp Stadium. Claire Todd-Hunter has more.
A global leading Brisbane-based company has been commissioned to create a massive bronze statue of the Matildas, expected to be in place at Suncorp Stadium by the end of this year. It'll pay tribute to the moment Courtney Vine scored a quarter-final winning penalty during a nail-biting shootout against France, sending Australia to the World Cup semi-finals in one of 3 matches they played at Suncorp throughout the event.
That's sport. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon at Port Adelaide. Traffic lights out there. Perkins Drive near Francis Street plus nearby Eastern Parade. Salisbury crash there. Salisbury Highway near Waterloo Corner Road. Another collision at Seacombe Gardens. Morford Road near Seacombe Road. Got some emerging gasworks slowing things up at the moment at Keswick. Richmond Road near Greenhill Road. With cameras today, Adams Road, Craigmore and Anderson Walk at Smithfield. Freedom's ultimate sofa sale weekend ends midnight tonight. Get 25% off all sofas, plus get 50 months interest-free store-wide. Conditions apply, only at Freedom. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Partly cloudy tonight, down to 17. A shower or 2 tomorrow, 24. Partly cloudy Wednesday, 21. Sunny on Thursday, 24. Right now it's 27 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Raglis. Tonight, the state government stoush GPs warn is about to cost you more for a visit. A South Australian breakthrough, treating sleep apnea with a simple spray. The steep jump in the price of postage. New tickets available for sold-out gather-round matches, how you can get yours, and the Northern Suburbs supermarket just named the world's best. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
Here I am, I'm a man on the scene.
Kia's most awarded SUV just got better. Get ready for the new, refined 7-seat Kia Sorrento. Now with a dual 12.3-inch panoramic display and Kia Connect technology. Visit kia.com.au to find out more.
Kia. Movement that inspires.
Unique. Loyal. Fun-loving. That's what we look for in our pals. When you're next spending time with your best friends, don't forget some of the best pals you can have. Parafield Airport Liquor Store has your everyday favourites right through to those hard-to-find products. That's what great pals do. Sam and Jamie from Parafield Airport Liquor Store know every drop on the shelf, so you can always rely on their advice. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals. Next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
If the bank's declined your business loan, no worries. Universal Finance make business loans easy. No financials required. Unsecured business loans and business overdrafts. Universal Finance can help your business now. For lightning fast settlement, sometimes in just a matter of hours. See Universal Finance in Kent Town today. Or search Universal Finance right now. This is general advice only, and you should consider the terms and conditions before determining whether this advice is suitable for your situation.
How far would you go for your dream kitchen? And how far would you go to not deal with organising all the trades? How about 15 minutes up the freeway to Balhanna Kitchens by Design? 2, the largest showroom in the Adelaide Hills. Custom build your dream with our award-winning designers. Plus, we can manage the installation and all sub-trades at a fixed price. Balhanna Kitchens by Design. It's not too far to go to make your dream a reality. balhannakitchens.com.au.
At Arana, we believe everyone should live the life of their choice. We create opportunities for people with disability to live as independently as possible. We support people with an NDIS plan who are looking for their forever home. Arana homes are safe, welcoming and above all supportive, where people make friends and get more out of life. Arana has vacancies in the Adelaide, Riverland and Spencer Gulf areas. For independent living, make your home with Arana. Visit aranaonline.com.au. Arana, creating opportunities.
In Adelaide and across South Australia, this is 5AA, always Adelaide.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
It's 9 minutes after 5. It's our Monday footy review. Lines are open for your burning thoughts on anything you've seen across the weekend. 8223 0000. Line up now. We'll give away that $50 Pals voucher before 5:30. Coming up on the show, Mitch Hinge from the Crows, James Delianov as well from our Reds. But right now, it's time to welcome in Treaders, who's taking your calls. 8223 0000.
Throws it up long. Goal square. Treadray!
Warren Treadray.
The Premiership Cup to the captain, Warren Treadray. Oh, Treadray! Party time!
On the 5AA Sports Show.
Yes, he's here. Every time on a Monday, your beauty to review what's happened on the weekend. We welcome Warren Treadray. Treaders, you well? Feeling good?
I'm feeling better than the players would have been after yesterday's run around in 30-degree heat.
Yeah, it was a muggy day as well.
It wasn't really like that in the commentary box, though. The air conditioners were working really well.
They worked beautifully. I actually ran into Willie Rioli this morning, and he was just grabbing a coffee at the same place I was and just had a quick yarn, and he said, oh, yeah. He said a few of the boys would complain and all those, and he said, nah, he said, this is beautiful. This is like Darwin. He said he loved it. So it was a bit like going back home for him. He said, oh, they're all trying to hog the fan and all that. He said, I didn't need it.
Yeah.
So, no, he said it was a great day, and they felt really good afterwards. He said, we'll just get the recovery done and should be right for Sunday.
Well, it's reality, isn't it? They won convincingly. Probably could have been more, 50 points. The second quarter was a really impressive bit for me, 6-4 to 2-2. But if you look at some of those, we say RAA insurance numbers, as a sponsor here on AA with the commentary with stats, disposals were 103 to 59. That's a demolition. Contested ball plus 10, so it's 34-24 for the term, and then 62 to 31 uncontested play. So we know when Port gets their back up and they can run. Early on, I thought the Eagles did really well to stifle Port. They were playing in, anyone who follows soccer, and everyone used to criticise Jose Mourinho at Chelsea, park the bus. They had everyone inside centre-half back. Yeah. So 18 players on the field inside centre-half back, and Port Adelaide probably had about 15 players versus that 18. So it was just a whole, almost three-quarters of the oval free. So they realised that if they could slow Port down, park the bus, that'd stop them scoring. And that's what happened in particularly the first quarter and then the third quarter. But in the second quarter, Port really got away from it. And for me, the speed on the ball was a real highlight in that stage.
And that was the thing, when they were able to get hold of it and get it into the hands of a Farrell and the like, that got it to a Rosie or a Butters, and they cut through the middle there. It was fast and almost furious for the opposition who couldn't get their hands on it.
Yeah, and I think also, too, to take that a little further is they were the options on the arc because West Coast were under pressure and pushed too far back in defence. So you remember before Farrell gets that goal, I think Dixon kicked a goal where he was deep one-on-one. So they've gone, well, we've got to push back and help out our defence because Dixon was stitching up Barras. He played a really good game, and I must admit, leading into it, I was worried how Charlie's body was. Yeah. Not sure. Saw him train the other day, looked pretty good. The last outing against Fremantle, I thought his second half looked better.
A bit ginger, though.
Yeah, but he looked a bit ginger early.
But on the weekend looked fine.
Yeah, so he got caught behind once in the forward line. And
that was the first one.
we both know that that's not something I like or you like, Timmy, but he adjusted his position, took 3 or 4 contested marks because he's such an imposing figure and was leading and demanding the footy from the midfield. He wasn't sitting back calling it long. He got on the move and let up, got a couple of free kicks too, and I thought he was, first half, he was arguably Port's best player. I thought his influence was massive.
16 goals, 24, that's 40 scoring shots. I said this to Timmy in the opener. 20 more than your opposition. For 57 inside 50s, you went at 70%.
Yeah.
70% of the time you went in there, you scored. That is off the scale.
Yeah, it is, but I think there's upside too, because if you sit there and go, we break down the game, and I had a look on the stat sheet afterwards, set shots were 10-13. If it's 13-10, you're probably going, oh, that's okay. I remember any glaring ones straight in front, maybe 2 or 3. The rest of them, I know Willem Drew had a few shots from the boundary. Marshall had shots from the boundary. No one really kicked them. So you go,
Mason missed.
Yeah, he missed one.
I reckon he's kicked 4 points.
So there was this a case of it wasn't like they were missing easy ones right in front. There were some others that were probably low percentage shots from the boundary line, which were deemed a set shot. The interesting one also too. So it was 10-13 from set shots. Snaps 0-5. Very rare that you'd get 0-5 from snaps, and on the run 5-4. So it's not like, set shots, repeating issue. It was probably I
thought they were good in the trials on those.
Yeah, an element of pressure on. Most of it was under a fair bit of pressure. I'm not giving you an out, but when you got sets, snaps, and on the run, and you end up behind the ledger, then that says you've got to keep doing a bit more work on your final finish. But the positive for me is I just see this midfield group growing. And I know we've seen it a bit last year. When Ollie was down last year and carrying injury, Butters and Rosie stepped up. Horne-Francis, limited pre-season, did really well. But I thought Rosie and Butters very good. I thought Horne-Francis was sensational. Mead, I love the fact that Ken Hinkley, Josh Carr, who looks after the midfielder, they backed in Mead to say he started centre square, I think, in the last term. So the game had already blown out. And it's not like you're going back to the same guys, because I think we as a team got caught out last year when we put huge minutes into Butters, huge minutes into Rosie, couldn't put huge minutes into Ollie. Horne-Francis, because of his preparation, wasn't able to do big minutes. So it was all the weight on a couple of guys, and I think it probably took the edge off them at the end. But when you throw in then Drew and Boak and Ollie and Mead, you've got 4 or 5 or 6 different options now, and I thought all those guys played their role and played really well.
It appeared Willem Drew didn't have a lot of didn't have a lot of middle time.
Didn't have a job, did he?
Yeah, so and that's the difference, isn't it? When there's no job for him.
Yeah, well, he kicked 2 goals.
2 goals.
Got plenty of footy on the outside. Boakey, I thought, was good as well.
Just on your defence, Burton plays tall. Alia Radigalia, Zerk Thatcher. Houston's not a lockdown, nor really is Farrell. Lockie Jones is your only small. So that Charlie Cameron, that dynamic small forward. Who's your man that
I think at the moment it's Lockie Jones.
Yeah.
But to be honest,
Burton's done it in the past.
Well, you'd have some apprehension on that because he's a new player coming up against arguably the best small forward in the comp.
Well, he hasn't played 50 games yet.
But you look at Collingwood in the grand final, they were worried about him. I mean, he nearly won the game for... Yeah. And every time he plays, he dominates because he's arguably the quickest and the best powerful small forward in the comp who hits the scoreboard. So that's another note I've got here. I thought the big 3 in terms of Radigalia, Zerk Thatcher, Alia got better. They got more confidence. They were intercepting marks. Zerk Thatcher locked down on Darling. I think he had 1 disposal at half-time, 4 for the match. The big question on it is, okay, what happens if a team goes small? Yeah. That's the bit. So you got some medium types, but what West Coast threw at Port early, and I think I called it from the first bounce, is that Tim Kelly played centre-half forward, pushed into the midfield. They're hoping they need an extra midfielder or someone to get in the way of Alia but lead up and make him accountable. It didn't work for him, but that's what other teams are probably going to try and throw at Port now because with Radigalia and Zerk Thatcher there's less reliance on Alia locking down in defence. So, yeah, that's going to be something that, the Richmond of 2017, teams will throw that. 1 big bloke, all small, mosquito fleet. Or if you look at Adelaide's wet game, would Port still go with their Radigalia, Alia, Zerk Thatcher if it's going to be a game on the ground? Not sure about that. So that's something, it's round 1, but that's something to work towards.
You've got DBJ there.
Yeah, well, he's playing well
with
forward.
His Cheech and Chong haircut.
Yeah, that was
break glass. He can still go back. His first 100 games was a lockdown defender.
He's an All-Australian defender.
There you go. Hello, Gerald.
G'day, Stephen. Hey, Stephen, this is the first time I've noticed this.
the goal umpire at the southern end kept walking out when the ball was going to be bounced in the centre and telling the backman to get back into the goal square.
Yep.
Do they have to do that?
Yeah,
Is
it's
that a
part of
rule?
the 666. You need someone in the goal square.
Is that right?
Not sure. Yeah, it is. Not sure why, because whether you're in the goal square or in the forward pocket, you're still in 50, aren't you?
Well, the under-18s, the National Carnival, you've got to have 2 pairs at all times.
In the
forward 50.
And you look at the TAC under-18s, no one's allowed to tag.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're all playing to all these different systems and styles.
Good call, Gerald.
It is a good pick-up, Gerald.
We played earlier about the little, perhaps the out of bounds. It was maybe just out of bounds. By about.
Well,
I'm feeling sick to the gut.
Well, let's just say I saw.
It was out by
didn't see the ball out. I saw 2 feet, the shadows of the 2 feet, the shadow of the ball, and the shadow of the entire body
so it was that
of
obvious.
Waterman outside the line.
Yeah, it was
So
quite
I'd assume
significant.
that the ball, if the shadow's out, the ball is out, isn't it?
Correct. Depends where the sun is.
I think we know it was out. I got a little bit of a.
The
slap.
sun's going
west.
down to the west,
Yeah.
which would suggest that it's if it's still shadows are not inside there,
That's true.
it's out.
So what did the field umpire overrule?
They can't.
Everyone in that
Well-
stadium knew he was out.
Well,
Yeah.
I got a slap on the text here from Michael.
Why?
Timmy, you're wrong. The field umpire can adjudicate
I thought
out of
he could.
bounds. Check your facts. You can't override the boundary.
I actually thought in the call,
That
because
Timmy
it
was over the
affected a
top.
score, why wouldn't that
Be
forget
overridden?
this game yesterday because it doesn't matter. But why wouldn't you? If that's a grand final, why wouldn't you
That's
go
what worried me.
goal clear? Don't give it the all clear. So goal. We want to review where it's out of bounds and check your cameras. And if case, you could call it back.
The field umpire surely must be able to do that.
But that's the thing. You should be able, like the Ben Keys one. Yes, that was the goal, but this one was an incident that clearly. What's the Carlton Collingwood 81?
Yeah, Wayne Harms.
Harmsy knocking it back. I would have thought you'd have to be in a position. And the other thing everyone's forgetting here too is the goal umpire can call it if it's out of bounds.
Yeah, he was a fair way to be.
We want to be
fair.
right.
I just
don't
want to
we?
confirm.
You
How
want to be
far
right.
back do you
I
go?
checked
So-
with an umpire, and
Yeah.
I've been told that they don't override. And I said, can they override? He said, not one appointed by the association. So that means that the boundary umpire, that's his job to call it out of bounds.
Yeah.
It's his job. So the field umpire just...
But the goal
Well,
umpire,
that's his
the
judgment.
goal
All that
umpire
is-
can do it.
He
They
can,
can
but
call it.
he wasn't
But
in
I
his
think the
role.
positioning was the issue. And I heard you boys talking, and maybe it was a caller saying he was, and I thought it was really good driving in. He was saying, he needed to be right behind, but he was too far.
Yeah, it was
sort of
positioning.
in the middle. But my bit is, if you're overlapping and there's two, there almost needs to be if it comes from the back half, that goal umpire needs to boundary umpire needs to run to centre half forward, not to the midway mark, and the other guy needs to sort of almost get ahead of the play, because it almost seems that once the ball went kick, and then it was a quick kick, he'd gone from being level to the footy to 50 metres behind, and that's why he got caught out of position. So I think he had to
needs
go
read the
earlier.
play better.
Huh?
Needs to read the play better.
You want eyes on both sides of the footy.
Yeah,
is what
but
you're saying.
the issue here is, it's poor, but I just don't want it costing a big game. That's the bit.
Have your say. Jump on the phone. Treaders is here to take your call. 8223 0000. And Tassie's AFL team name, logo, colours, it's Guernsey. It's all minutes away from being announced. So as soon as it breaks, we will share it with you. It is imminent. 21 minutes after 5. Let's check your traffic.
At Port Adelaide, traffic lights out there. Perkins Drive near Francis Street, plus nearby at Eastern Parade. Salisbury got a crash there. Salisbury Highway in Waterloo Corner Road. And Seacombe Gardens a crash there too. Morford Road near Seacombe Road. Busy at the moment, South Road at Edwardstown with the Camera Grand Boulevard at Seaford Rise. Keep your family safe on the roads these holidays. Pop into Pop Chain T-Marts for a free tyre safety check. Call 13 26 25 today. They'll look after you. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
NRG Solar have moved to a new location. It's bigger and better, and their new warehouse is fully stocked with wholesale solar and battery equipment. So, if you're looking to save money on electricity and help our environment, don't wait. Visit NRG Solar at their new office on South Road St Mary's, where every 3 customers refer someone they know, which means they must be doing something right. Call into NRG Solar at their new premises, 1275 South Road, or visit nrgsolar.com.au.
Built like a brick house. Basic Trailers build all types of trailers here in Adelaide. Locally made with Australian steel, you get 12 months warranty and factory direct pricing. Visit basictrailers.com.au. Basic Trailers. Basically, better.
The passing of someone close places unique stress on family and friends. At this time, Farrell and O'Neill Funerals are here to provide reassurance and peace of mind. Farrell and O'Neill offer creative guidance and advice to tailor a service that best honours your loved one. Whether a large gathering or a small, intimate service, Farrell and O'Neill share their generations of experience in tailoring a unique and meaningful farewell. Proudly SA family-owned and operated, because it's personal.
Now, the biggest threat to your business isn't your competition. It's cybercrime. Cybercrime threats impacting Australian businesses, large and small, continue to grow year on year. Now, I found out today, Rowey, that 37% of Aussies have been tricked by a scam.
Scammed.
Yeah.
We're
How's
the
that?
boys from One Solution in our boardroom.
Yeah,
and you and I both looked at each other and went, we need One Solution.
Couldn't believe it.
Scary numbers. So one call to One Solution will put your business in a safe place and save you from that devastating consequence of cyber crime. It's the smartest, most cost-effective business decision I think you'll ever make.
Spot on. One Solution is local as well. So a full-service technology company right here in Adelaide, offering a diverse range of solutions across IT, telecommunications, phone, mobile systems, cybersecurity, and AI implementation. Now, you're probably thinking,
in that as well.
what is that? Artificial intelligence. People are thinking, how's it going to affect my business? You know what? Just get educated, and One Solution can do that for you.
Spot on. Today, more than ever, it's important to safeguard your business. Do it properly. Do it with One Solution. Visit onesolution.com.au, a platinum Telstra partner.
Ham made from Australian pork has to meet Australia's strict quality controls and standards. And while that means us farmers have to jump through hoops, I reckon the taste's worth it. So for true Australian quality ham, just pick a pack with a pink pork logo.
G'day everyone, Cornsey here. Now I know a great team when I see one, and the South Australian hydraulic team I rate the highest is BL Shipway. The Shipway team are the best in the business. They've been looking after your hydraulic and pneumatic needs since 1953 with brands like Ryco, Rexroth, Enerpac, Hydac, Oilpath, EasyFit and many more. If you can't get to them, they'll send a Ryco 24/7 van to you, anytime, anywhere. blshipway.com.au, a South Australian team you can count on.
Hearing Australia's Hearing the Nation tour is coming to Adelaide, delivering free hearing checks for adults. Search Hearing the Nation for more.
Hearing Australia.
Conditions apply under the Australian Government Hearing Services Program.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
25 minutes after 5. Mitch Hinge coming up very shortly from the Crows, and Treaders is here right now for our Monday footy review. Call in, ask him anything, 8223 0000.
We got Ange on the line. G'day, Ange.
How are you?
Good, buddy. Got Treaders here for you.
Treaders, how are you, mate?
Good, mate. How are you?
Good. Living the dream, mate. Living the dream. Hey, just a quick one.
Yep.
Why can the central umpire not call that one out of bounds on the weekend?
Because I don't think it's in the rules, to be honest. And
Yeah,
I also
but-
think it's a situation where you got to back the person who's closest to. He
But they
wouldn't have
can
been able to conclusively say that was out from where he was positioned in the middle of the ground.
Okay, and the next one,
Yeah.
was it Rosie or Butters that ran into McGovern? And I thought
Butters.
it should have been Butters, and it should have been a high to us, and McGovern gets a free kick.
Yeah, I actually thought that neither should have got a free kick there. McGovern's looked ugly because he'd had his shoulder blocked in. It was just a collision, and his arm comes up after. So it looked ugly after. But I was shocked when they gave a free kick. I thought the umpires might have got talked into the Butters one. I was glad they didn't pay it. But then when they said they were going to McGovern, I was like,
why?
I don't know why.
Butters was just in the way?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
It was just a physical contact. We don't often see shoulder to shoulder, but yeah, a free kick was paid off the back of that. I don't know why.
Let's go to Ken, see what he thought of the umpiring. G'day, Ken.
Yeah, good afternoon, guys. What did you personally think about the umpiring yesterday? There was one particular umpire I thought was absolutely pathetic. Now,
that out of bounds I'm in the Western Grandstand. I've got a very good view. That ball and that player was 2 metres outside of that boundary line. I've got a very good seat there, and everybody could not believe that was not called back. Do we need to improve camera technology from the goal line to the halfway line and vice versa, all down both sides? Do we need to improve it? But was there anything in the tackle where Rowey, I thought the player that tackled him had a raised elbow? Was there nothing in that, or
I don't.
A long way away? That was towards the scoreboard, and Charlie Dixon came in and supported Rowey because there was a bit of push and shove after that. I thought Rowey was harshly done by. Was there anything in it?
I'm not sure. You've asked a few questions there. Can't remember that incident. In terms of the technology, the goal line technology, I think that's had to improve since they went to a review system. But surely there's enough technology where you look at the NFL and they can say something's a touchdown if they break the line from the multiple cameras they've got. There's no reason, if we're willing to spend the money, where you might be able to put something. I'm sure there's a technology you put something in the ball where if you see it go outside the line, it'll be automatically ball up. So it just depends how far we want to go. I think we need to fundamentally, we need to knuckle down on what is holding the ball, what is prior opportunity. That seems to always move from a footy pundit point of view. Incorrect disposal. That's
Hello,
all
Lauren.
includes in that. And then the other bit is the goal line technology.
Hi, Lauren.
Hi, how are you? Sorry, I was just waiting. Kicking for goals. Look, I remember my dad when I was a really young girl, obviously listening to him, yell. But he always used to say, why are they going for the goalpost? Or, as the goalpost, point post, like for that, rather than, if you look at it mathematically, if you kick it through the middle, it's going to get there. But it just seems to me that a lot of the players seem to be just, edging the ball through. Now, I can understand it on a windy day because the ball sort of goes every which way, but oh my God, we were sitting there yesterday and it was so hot in the eastern stand where we sit. But, when you were kicking goals, Travis, you used to try and get in the middle. And I watched Ivan Solder have his kicks, and they were direct and they were right through the middle. Is there something that, the players sort of think to their mind, I've got that post lined up, rather than thinking, with the maths, there's the middle, go for the middle, don't go to the post.
Well, thanks, Lauren, I can answer this simply by playing Ivan Soldo's answer to Warren Treadray after the game yesterday.
You were full forward Tony Locker-like down there, kicking 2 straight. You were pretty confident lining up.
Oh yeah, thanks for the feedback. I keep it simple: run straight, kick straight, ball go straight. There's nothing special about that.
Well done.
And it worked for him. The challenge that this stand has created, guys would, I argue, 90% of the time they'd kick longer if they just stayed with their normal routine. But they're all trying to get around and kick on an arc.
To gain extra distance.
How often do we actually see that come off?
Nah,
because you're trying to kick that extra distance. But for me, it's all about your process. And many years ago, I didn't have a routine. Then I worked with Ben Perkins and got a routine. I was a fade kicker, so I'd actually line up a metre inside the left post because naturally my kick would slightly fade. But that changes from week to week, how your body is and all that sort of stuff. So you just got to know your kick and you got to know your routine. And for me, I know Port's done a bucket load of work. They've got a new consultant in to do that. But as I said before, when you're kicking 10, 13 set shots, snaps 0 goal 5, on the run 5 goal 4, part of that is pressure from the opposition, but the other bit is actually taking a breath and execution. And sometimes you think you're under more stress and pressure than you actually are. So I think you judge it by the next month, the next 2 months. If it's a reoccurring problem, you're going to have to address it. If not, sometimes you're going to have a day out where you're getting shots from poor spots, and I think that was a reflection on the weekend.
All right, thanks very much for coming in. Really appreciate it.
No worries. And the
Friday?
election yes, I will. And the election this weekend in Tasmania will define whether they get a stadium. They got to get a stadium. Huge. They get a stadium, you get a team.
Will there be a roof?
There won't be a roof. I don't have that on hand. It's 28 minutes to 6. We will. They have started the Tasmanian launch event as we speak. They're just
a bit devilish, is it?
They've only just started, so they have the 3 big boards on the stage. They're about to pull the curtain on all of them. So we'll bring that to you very shortly. Mitch Hinge after the headlines.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowey and Timmy G.
This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good evening, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. Stormy Summers, Adelaide's most infamous madam, has died at the age of 77. A man has been taken to hospital after his car went into a tree at Echunga this afternoon. Legislation has passed allowing new parents to access 26 weeks of paid parental leave from July 2026. And in sport, more Gather Round tickets will go on sale this Thursday. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Port Adelaide, traffic lights out there. Perkins Drive near Francis Street plus nearby at Eastern Parade. Salisbury crash there. Salisbury Highway near Waterloo Corner Road. And Seacombe Gardens a crash there too. Morford Road near Seacombe Road. Slow for urgent gasworks at Keswick at the moment. Richmond Road near Greenhill Road with a camera. Grand Boulevard at Seaford. What's for dinner? How about a Porto's whole chicken feed? Whole flame grilled chicken, 2 pita bread, 2 dipping sauces and a choice of share side. Just $28.95 at a Porto. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, partly cloudy tonight down to 17, a shower or 2 tomorrow 24. Right now it's 26 degrees. We'll have more news at 6 and as it happens on 5AA.
Ken Hall Plumbers. We're local, we're family, and we're a trusted South Aussie. Blocked drain? Leaky tap? Give Ken a call. Ken Hall Plumbers. 8364 5855.
More than 17,000 Australians, both young and old, will die from stroke or heart attack caused by hypertension or high blood pressure this coming year. Many could be prevented through early detection. But right now, an Adelaide research team is seeking volunteers for a study to trial a potential treatment. If you've been diagnosed with moderate hypertension and you're between 18 and 72, you could be eligible. Go to fusiontrials.com.au/hypertension or call 08 7077 6996. You will be compensated for your time.
Okie dokie, it's always handy to have, a mate, a cobber, with a bus. Maybe one of them's got a van, maybe one of them's got a truck or a ute. But they rarely have all of them. And they can't promise what I call 5-star service. That's why Avis Truck Rental Adelaide, they're on Port Road, Avis Truck Rental Adelaide is your best cobber.
They've been your SA's go-to vehicle rental company for decades, helping work go smooth and holidays go ahead. So whether you need a bigger set of wheels to get that job done or just to get away, then they've got you covered.
Well, their fleet's massive. Their range is enormous and they're all brand spankers. Their vans, their buses, their utes, their trucks. You can drive with a car licence. They're sure to help you turn. Mate, we've got a problem. No. There's nothing worse than your wife on a Tuesday saying, hey, we've got that Barossa trip.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, how are we going to get there?
Hey. Avis Truck Rental Adelaide. Now there's no problem.
Absolutely. Avis Truck Rental Adelaide, open 7 days at 416 Port Road, West Hindmarsh. And you can book online at avis.com.au or call them on 8241 5200.
Don't miss the legendary Gladys Knight for one last time as the Empress of Soul returns to Australia in 2024 for a final celebration of soul. Witness Gladys Knight perform all her greatest hits live on stage at Festival Theatre Adelaide on Thursday, March 21. Gladys Knight, the farewell tour. Tickets on sale now at Ticketek. Presented by MG Live, Frontier Touring and Arena Touring.
The cost of living keeps rising. Thankfully, so does the sun. That's why more Aussies are getting smart with SolarHeart. Go solar today and get up to $1,000 off a SolarHeart solar power system and battery package. That's right, get up to $1,000 off when you purchase a 5 kilowatt and above SolarHeart solar power system and an eligible Goodwee battery. Lower your energy bills with every sunrise. Get smart. Get SolarHeart. Terms and conditions apply.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
23 minutes to 6, still your chance to be in the running for this unforgettable sailing experience giveaway for you and 9 mates. The Sydney Hobart Maxi Yacht Brindabella experience. We'll be giving that away in the next half an hour. Mitch Hinge very shortly from the Crows, but the Tassie reveal is happening as we speak for their new AFL team. They've got a few little banners up on the stage here, and they've just revealed from the first curtain, surprise, surprise, the team colours.
Well, green, but they're calling them primrose.
Myrtle and primrose. And
primrose.
So in just
so
layman's
it's their
terms.
state colours. It's their state
Green,
colours.
yellow, red.
Yeah,
basically.
It's their state colours. Now, the next one will be their jumper. Will it have the map of Tassie on it?
Oh, well.
I hope they
logo.
use the state
That's
jumper. They need to unite that state.
Yeah, but you can do it other than that.
You don't want them to use the state jumper. It doesn't mean anything to you.
Be
I
creative.
don't care. I don't want them to use it.
Okay.
Be a club.
Crows lost in drizzly, slippery, wet conditions to the Gold Coast Suns by 6 points. Not a goal, 6 points. Joining us, gun defender Mitch Hinge. Mitch, thanks for your time.
No worries, man. How are we going?
Oh, man, I called the game. I'm trying to be glass half full, but it's a little bit empty, then it's full again, and in the end, a disappointing loss.
Absolutely. I think it's disappointing for all involved. I think you want to come out, especially us this year. We want to come out strong and show what we want to achieve this year. And it is very disappointing to start with a loss. And but I guess we went through a bit of stuff just before, and we'll lick our wounds and we'll go again this Friday night. So bring it on.
What were you doing up to half time that wasn't to plan? I mean, 1 goal, 2 in trying conditions, I get that. But what were you not doing?
There's probably a few things. I think, around the contest and stuff, we actually weren't doing too bad a job. We were getting it forward, and that's probably where we fell away a little bit. We probably didn't get back to their body enough and didn't cause enough pressure and havoc down there, and then they seemed to leapfrog us a little bit, and then we were chasing them on the. On when they, were going back towards their goal. So little things like that, we're going to have to tighten up, and that we just looked at before. So, going forward, we'll look to address that this week, and hopefully the tables will turn this weekend.
Okay, I apologise if this quote wasn't Nixie or one of the coaches, but I heard a quote on the weekend. I couldn't find it this morning when I got in. It was too much me and not enough we. Do you subscribe to that?
I don't know. I don't know if I can. I would probably slightly disagree. I've looked through a bit of stuff today, and as I just said, we went through a bit of stuff as a team just before, and I think our effort and things like that were genuinely there. There's a few structural things, that we probably allowed them to have too much time and too much space behind the ball. And then they were able to counter that. So I don't know if there was from a selfish point of view and things like that. It's just, when you're playing good sides or good contested sides in those wetter weathers, you just got to, you got to strip back to the basics. And I think they probably did better around the basics for longer than us, and probably for 3 quarters until we brought things back in the last.
Mind you, I called the game and I didn't see any of that in there. Their mids, they work both ways very hard. Did they outwork you guys up till 3/4 time, Mitch?
They definitely do work hard. I think you can, you absolutely have to give credit where credit's due. I think, a few of their mids, they had good numbers, and they definitely work both ways. So they weren't cheating in any. As some teams probably are, but no, you got to really respect that. I mean, probably you would say they slightly worked harder than us for a large period of the night, and we need to look at that. And I don't think it's it comes from a place of not being fit enough or not being ready. It's just it's early on in the season, and you got to assess these things and where you can improve. And going forward, we're going to have better shape around the ball. We're going to have to be ready to go both ways, and if we want to be a ruthless winning team, these are the things that we've got to improve on.
Hey Mitch, we had Graham Corns in earlier, and he thought that the group might have been a little bit complacent going up there. I actually got a feeling that was probably a bit the opposite, where there was a bit of raring to go. This is going to be a hard one.
I definitely wouldn't say the boys were complacent. I think when you play a team at the moment. any team, I think, away. And, in the conditions we played with, you've got to be ready for that. And I think, to be honest, they played their style and suited the conditions a lot better than we did. So I don't know if it was particularly a complacent thing or a selfish thing. I think just purely they played that night and they played their game better than we did, and we couldn't match them until the last quarter, which is, that's probably the most disappointing thing is you're right. We wanted to come out and we wanted to show, we wanted to show how hard we've been working and we obviously wanted to win. So that's the most disappointing part. But as I said, there's definitely, there's a few positives we can take out of that and definitely plenty of things to learn. So, hopefully it's onwards and upwards.
Yeah, Mitch, it did appear that they did adjust quicker to the conditions. We heard that you trained during the week with sprinklers and the like and went, making sure that you were trying to, because it's been dry as a bone here, of course, but trying to adapt to that quickly. Did you feel like they did pick it up a bit quicker than you guys? And then how do you feel it changed to get that resurgence?
Yeah, I think, we even upped, after half-time, we even upped numbers after the footy, I think, which helped a lot. And, we stripped our game back to probably what you got to do when you wet weather footy, and that's, that's back to the body and contest-based and really try and make it a bit of a fight, and it's probably a bit more straight line. So, I would absolutely say they probably, were quicker to adjust and were ready for that type of game. And, hindsight's an amazing thing, and I don't think we can take too much away from the Gold Coast. But I think, we're definitely disappointed in how we started off that game. So we'll be looking to turn things around.
Hingy, Nathan Buckley spoke about how he handled losses like that as a coach. Here's him post-match.
If I was Matty Nix and a leader at the Adelaide Football Club, even on field, I would be filthy with ourselves because it's the same all over again. Close losses, almost, things going against us. I think this could be the making of Adelaide. Because I'm big on them. I really like what they do. I like what they bring. I think their top end is excellent. I just reckon if they're going to be anything as a team and as a club, the review on this game will be ruthless. Should be ruthless. It could be the very best thing that could ever happen to them, or it could just be a continuation of the same. It's their choice.
Was it ruthless, Mitch?
I think as leaders, we definitely, looked in our meeting this morning that we've got to take some accountability and what we learnt and we didn't adjust. I think that's absolutely where we can be ruthless and look at things that way. I wouldn't say our post-review today was really ruthless that, we're hitting blokes between the eyes and things like that, because as I said, I think, our mindset and how we attacked the contest wasn't actually particularly too bad. It was more, our structure around the footy and how we were able to adjust. It's probably not what you guys want to hear, but I love Bucks as a commentator. I love him as I actually appreciate the things he has to say about footy, but this one, I don't know if as a young group, you need to be, too upset and too, going crazy at blokes just for because we didn't get the job done this week. The reality is there's a lot of footy ahead of us, and if we're able to learn and go forward and keep backing each other, and although it's obviously really, really disappointing in how we started and how the game finished, I don't know if it's if it's the end of the world if we lose this one. We'll be back on the horse this week and moving on, and can't wait for this week to get back and hopefully show the footy what we're made of. That's what we'll be looking to do.
Well done, glass half full. I'm a bit the same with that. I watched the last 2 minutes again over and over again this afternoon. I tend to do that, Hingy. That last inside 50 you kicked, it was great passage of play. There was only seconds on the clock. Sam Berry went up to take the mark. I wonder whether Josh Rochelle called him out of it, because that would have landed right in his lap. Have you seen that? Did you notice that? And did you rip Sam for dropping that beautiful inside 50 delivery?
I think it's far-fetched to say that it was beautiful. I got in a little bit of a spin cycle, dodged one, and whacked on the right boot, which, Rowey, you don't see that very often.
No.
It obviously is disappointing. I think at the end of the day, we left ourselves way too much to way too much in the last quarter to kind of come back and no, I didn't rip Beza. He had another really solid game over the footy and love what he brings. So I'm always going to back those boys down there to put their head over the ball and back into the contest. And unfortunately, that one didn't pay off. But I think if we keep at it, we keep getting the ball down there, there's good things are going to happen. So, fingers crossed for that.
Well, Geelong home Friday night. I know you're training at Adelaide Oval tomorrow. And they all are important. They're all 4 points, but it'd be nice to put 4 quarters of your best footy against them, Mitch.
Absolutely, I think that's what we're aiming to do. We're not taking this loss lightly, and we're bitterly disappointed in how we, came out to start the season. I think we're looking to learn the things we learnt from the weekend, and looking to play our best footy as well. So, I know our best footy is gonna go against the best, and no better time to start this week against Geelong. I think it's going to be a good crowd. It's going to Friday Night Lights. As a player, these are the things you're excited for. So. As I said before, we're going to lick our wounds and we're going to go out there and play strong footy and, hopefully show the footy well what we're about.
Well done, Hengy. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
See you, Mitch. Well done. A lot to look forward to. Geelong home Friday night. We'll be calling it live. Mm-hmm. Tex will be back. A few structural changes. And Angry Crows is a good thing. On the rebound, you have a look at their history under Nixon. They very rarely will lose 2 in a row.
Big game Friday night. It's going to be huge.
Oh, it'll be massive. Can't wait. And I'm glad that's how it was. We played Bucks because I was a bit taken aback. Ruthless. Not too sure round one. They lost by 6 points again. They keep coming, the Crows, and I love that.
I've been hearing a lot of the modern day coaches that say a loss is never as bad as it looks and a win's never as good as it looks. And they sort of temper both those reviews.
Yes.
Both ways. So not too dramatic after a loss and not too pumping up after a win.
Anyway, get back on the horse Geelong this week. Mitch Hinge, our guest.
Yep, looking forward to Friday night footy at the Adelaide Oval. A history-making night for the AFL and Tassie, the 19th team in the AFL. It is official. They will be called the Tasmania Devils. They've put their logo out. The colours are pretty simple, the green, red and yellow. And the jumper, we'll get your thoughts, Timmy and Rowey, after the break jumper here. It's the traditional state jumper.
Yep. So it's the green background.
Yep. The red trimming, the red
piping.
Red
trims
with
the yellow map of Tassie.
With the big T in the middle.
With the big T in the middle. Yep. That is their state
has
jumper.
Always been.
Hold your opinions. We'll get them after the break very shortly. Call in, have you say 8223 0000. And right now, we're going to give you a chance to play Sale of the Century. 8223 0055. We're playing Sale of the Century for a reason, because we're giving you a chance to sail away on Brindabella, of course, Australia's most iconic maxi yacht. You can get on an adventure. It's about $120 per person for a 2.5-hour sunset sail through the overnight out around Adelaide. It is an amazing opportunity. You will not want to miss this. Get in the running right now. You'll be in the quiz that Timmy will run in a moment. 8223 0055. First, let's check your roads.
At Port Adelaide, traffic lights out. Perkins Drive near Francis Street, plus nearby at Eastern Parade. Salisbury got a crash there. Salisbury Highway near Waterloo Corner Road, and another crash at Seacombe Gardens. Orford Road near Seacombe Road. Urgent Gasworks at Keswick at the moment. Richmond Road near Greenhill Road, with a camera at One Tree Hill Road at Golden Grove. Glenorg BMW is Adelaide's independent family-owned BMW dealership, situated at 141 Brighton Road, Glenorg South. Experience excellence at Glenorg BMW. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
There's a prominent person in South Australia who once said that if you were inventing the tax system from scratch, you'll be laughed out of the room if in the plenary session the person who said, why don't we tax people for hiring staff?
Yeah, let's create a disincentive to employing people.
You'd get kicked out of the room.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
And guess who that person is? Peter Malinauskas, emphatically saying payroll tax should not exist.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
At IGA, there's plenty of ways to save this Easter, like Cadbury chocolate blocks, 160 to 190 gram selected varieties, $3 each, half price. Now at your local IGA and shop online. Offer ends March 19. Participating stores only. Excludes IGA local grocer and Foodland.
With a push-button electric pop-up roof on your Austrac camper, you can save your winding strength for more important things like this massive mangrove jet. Oh, busted me off.
Austrac campus.
Well, complete windscreens. That's us. It's me and the Dean brothers.
It is.
We are RA approved repairer. That means...
Oh, congratulations.
It is a big thing. You'll get quality, you'll get service,
That's
you'll get
excellent.
repair, all at the best prices. So if you ping a car window, bus or truck, whether it's smashed, cracked, scratched or chipped, don't stuff about. Call Complete Windscreens, Timmy.
On 8269 4444.
Thank you. And you can completewindscreens.com.au. I'll say that because we like the old Google. But no one likes waking up in the morning to a damaged windscreen.
No.
Because there's people that are out there just idiots.
Or
Throw bricks
you've been to the shopping centre and you come back and look at
There
the
you go.
windscreen.
Or you're just on a highway and a stone goes through your front
Chip.
window. No one likes it, I'm telling you.
Yep.
But we can make it so much easier for your Complete Windscreens. It's just as easy just coming in. Same day, ring that number and
Fix
we'll
it up
serve
for you. Don't worry about insurance because you can choose who your repairer is.
You don't have to use your insurance company's windscreen
Oh, is that
repairer.
written there? Is that written there?
Did you?
Unbelievable.
You've been reading the script, Timmy
I
G.
must have SPC or ESP, one of the two.
No, but you do. You have a choice. We're South Australian. We're owned by South Australians.
Correct.
The Dean brothers. We are South Australian. Make it as painless as you like.
Employ
Same
South
day-
Australians.
Exactly right. Same day service. Get in. It's the cheapest. As we said, RAA approved. Call Complete Windscreens. We're not far away. Just up on Main North Road, Prospect.
Big red koala.
Have you been there yet? The big red.
I'll come in for a coffee.
You
You
might
can
have
show
to
me
do that
everything.
one day. We might even tint your car.
That'd be great.
Well done. CompleteWindscreens.com.au.
Do you have an NDIS plan? Lutheran Disability Services has opportunities for you to create your next happy home. A home that gives you more. More time? More independence. More celebrations.
More three-pointers.
More moments with friends.
At LDS, we get more because we deserve more.
To find out more, visit ldssa.org.au. Shopping should be exciting, not dull. An adventure, not a chore. And fresh, not routine. So experience something new at Newton Central with Drake's, Serenity Hair & Co, Fandy Scissorhands, Terry White Chemist, Glitter and Polish Nail Salon and many more. Including the brand new Séjour Club, an independent boutique with one-of-a-kind handcrafted apparel and jewellery from 2 local designers. Want something new in your life? Choose a new local. Choose Newton Central, Gorge Road, Newton.
Hi, I'm Steve Wormald from Walco Liners and Covers out of Paraka. We're a manufacturing business. Well, I think, someone my size in business, you probably think not to advertise or don't advertise, which is about the worst thing you can do. If you're starting up or if you need more work, you've got to get out there and advertise some way. Radio, it's a very personal, intimate conversation you can have. If you throw it over to the AA creative team to structure ad, you'll get suggestions when to run it, how to run it, and it's surprisingly affordable. It's not what you think it probably is.
To get your message out there and grow your business, visit 5AA.com.au and hit the Advertise With Us link for more information.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
5 minutes to 6, James Delianov very shortly from Adelaide United. 1-0 winners on Friday. It's been a long time coming for them, but right now we're giving you a chance to set sail.
Well, it's a maxi yacht. It's called Brindabella. It's on our shores. It's at the Cruising Yacht Club here. We've been on it. It is just superb.
The Royal South Australian Yacht Club.
That's the one. That's the one. Craig from Brighton, how are you?
Hi, boys. Good.
Your name's your buzzer. Give us a Craig.
Craig.
Good on you, Craig. Matt from Halleck Cove. Matt?
Yeah, Matt here.
Matt, gives a Matt.
Matt.
Matt, Craig. Here's Timmy.
All right, gentlemen, it's going to be a fantastic experience on the maxi yacht Brindabella. It's the best of 3. Okay, so if you win 2 questions and that's it, you're straight through. And what happens is, you have the opportunity. We get 5 winners
Across the week.
Yep. We're going to put them in a hat, pull out the winner. So you need to be in it to win it. Let's
You're
see
on
how we go.
Brindabella.
Daily winners.
Okay, first question, Craig and Matt, is in what year did Brindabella take home the Sydney to Hobart Line Honours? Hint is...
Matt.
Yep, Matt, go for it.
Got the hint there you were about to say?
Yep, go for it.
We'll go 83 for fun.
83 for fun. Okay, Craig.
Does he get the hint?
Well,
What was the hint?
No, you don't get the hint.
No, it is purely what year?
We might be here all day then, lad.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think he knows it.
Just have a step.
1984.
Okay, it was 1997. Question 2. Who was Port Adelaide's first ever opponent in the AFL? First game. Craig. Your answer?
It was it
Quick.
Bombers?
No.
Matt?
Go Brisbane.
No.
No. Okay, so question 3. True or false? One of you got to get this right.
Here we go. Come on, you'll get this.
Did sailing make its Olympics debut at the 1900 Paris Olympics?
Craig.
Yes, Craig.
True.
Yes,
that
it
is
is
correct.
true.
Beautifully done.
That's it.
Okay, no, he's
Hang
got to
on.
get another. It's best
Best
of
of
three,
three.
if needed. Here it is. What year did the Adelaide Crows play their first AFL game?
Craig.
Yes, Craig.
1993.
Incorrect.
That's incorrect. Matt, if you don't get this right.
91.
91 is
Oh,
correct.
So it's 1-1.
It's 1-1.
But hang on, best of 3 is if you have 3 questions, if one's one.
Well,
and
you've got to
one's
keep
none.
going till you get the best of 3. So we're now at 1-1. So we need.
So this is the one.
Well, now we need a tiebreaker.
This is the one.
All right, boys, get on to this.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, no. The Adelaide Crows lost by how many points to Gold Coast in round 1?
Craig.
Matt.
Craig.
6 points.
6
Rowey.
points is correct, Craig, you're in. In an absolute thriller. It was as close as the Sydney to Hobart was last year. Unbelievable. Well done, Craig. You're through into the best of 5 draw.
Well done.
And tomorrow night we'll play Sale, S-A-I-L, of the century. Once again, thanks to the Brindabella. And
love that.
the great people out there, Johnny and Bridget, great hosts, brilliant hosts.
You can book, so make sure you do that. Just before
that.
6 o'clock, Sammy, run it through. It's the state jumper, the colours, and they're called the Tasmanian Devils.
That is exactly right. So it's green, red and yellow. The Tasmanian Devils is the official name, and the traditional state Guernsey is it. So they've got the big green jumper, the red trim along the arms and the neck, and then, of course, the yellow map with the big red T in the middle.
That is their state jumper.
Yeah, pretty much.
I
They've
knew the Crows should have done
just
that.
lightened up the green, haven't they?
Probably
the red.
a slightly...
The red's a bit
Yeah.
brighter. It's not maroon like the older one is.
And the other one was
No,
a really
well done.
dark green.
Because you know what? That will unite that state, that Apple Isle.
Well, there it is.
That
It's
jumper
done.
will unite.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think they could have gone with a different design?
Nah,
or
they've nailed it.
you reckon that's
Absolutely
Yeah,
perfect.
Not a Granny Smith apple in the middle, no.
You don't like it, Tim?
Oh, look, I just think it's the state Guernsey. I like their state Guernsey, but it's the state Guernsey.
What
It's
would
not-
you
You
say?
think they need a club Guernsey?
It's not a club Guernsey.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it is. They'll make that a club Guernsey.
Yeah,
What did you say,
So what
Granny
is-
Smith? Do they grow apples
Well,
down
you
there?
said Apple Isle, so
Well, it's called the Apple Isle because it
It
looks
is.
like an apple that someone bit out of it.
That's right. So what does Tassie, the state team, now wear if that's now become a club Guernsey?
they don't have
They don't have one
Don't
now.
have one now.
Is that a problem?
Probably minor now.
You
there's
know
no
what their
such thing.
nickname's going to be, don't you?
The Devils.
No,
Nah, the
no,
map.
we don't.
Well,
no.
it will be.
Let's not get inappropriate.
No,
Let's
but
not-
it will be.
No,
I'm just stating
not
the obvious.
necessarily.
Let's go to 6 o'clock news.
We will. Back afterwards with James Delianov from Adelaide United.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Recording receipts? But in a snap. Stashing them in your glove box? But storing them online instead. With Xero, it's business but better. Start your free 30-day trial at xero.com.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio, and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Partly cloudy tonight, down to 17. A shower or two tomorrow, 24. With the 6 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher. Stormy Summers is being remembered as a woman ahead of her time. Adelaide's most infamous madam has died at the age of 77. She passed away last night following a short illness. Stormy lived life to the fullest, working as a striptease artist, married multiple times. She once ran for Lord Mayor and campaigned for sex workers' rights. There was also the charitable side to Stormy, who friends say had a heart as big as Texas. Family, friends and colleagues gathered in Cessnock today to farewell Lance Corporal Jack Fitzgibbon, who died during a training exercise. Mark Burrows was there.
Question time in Canberra had to be delayed so the Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and Leader of the Opposition Peter Dutton could attend. They were there to support Jack's father, the former Defence Minister Joel Fitzgibbon. Mr Fitzgibbon told the congregation that his son had always wanted to be a soldier. He described him as a larrikin who loved teasing his two sisters. Those sisters spoke too and said how proud they were their brother had finally become a member of the Commando Regiment. At the end of the service, hundreds and hundreds of people spilled out of the church and followed Jack's platoon members as they carried his casket to a waiting hearse.
The Norwood Food and Wine Festival is set to make a comeback after 12 years. It'll be held on Sunday, April the 7th during Gather Round. The festival will be free with music and entertainment. Premier Peter Malinauskas says it'll deliver a major economic boost.
The anticipation is growing, the demand is there, the city will be heaving, people have booked their flights, and it's an exciting time for the state's economy more broadly.
There's concern the number of high-risk asylum seekers released into the community could soon double to 300. Michael Packey has the story.
The Albanese government admits the High Court ruling against indefinite detention has upended Australia's immigration policy. 151 asylum seekers have already been allowed out, and the opposition's Dan Tehan believes another 150 are in the pipeline, arguing the government has been too slow to tighten current legislation.
It is just a mess.
Independent Senator Jackie Lambie says Immigration Minister Andrew Giles has mishandled the situation and needs to go.
I'm sick and tired of watching ministers that sit there, that bugger up, and there is no repercussions for them.
Mr Giles says the government is taking a methodical legal approach, arguing rushing things could lead to more perverse outcomes.
A 5-year legal battle brought by taxi and hire car drivers, operators and licence holders in Australia against Uber has come to an end. Under an agreed settlement, the rideshare giant will pay more than 8,000 taxi and hire car owners and drivers who lost income and licence values, almost $272 million. Morris Blackburn principal lawyer Michael Donnelly says Uber engaged in unlawful conduct by using unlicensed cars and unaccredited drivers.
We also alleged that in conducting UberX operations, Uber engaged in a variety of shocking conduct. We said that they misled regulators, geo-blocked authorities, and even went so far as to activate an electronic kill switch to disrupt a search warrant while in progress.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Collect the new 2024 Select Footy Stars cards at Sports Card World, Regent Arcade, Rundle Mall.
Well, the AFL's 19th team will be known as the Tasmania Devils. They'll play in the state's traditional footballing colours of green, red and yellow. Their inaugural logo incorporates the head of the Tasmanian devil.
Our devil is different than the other 18 club emblems, and we're proud of that. We're proud of our difference and cannot wait to compete on the national stage.
That's Kent Jackson. Well, the Crows will be hoping to notch up their first win this weekend. Crow Mitch Hinge has told 5AA's Rowey and Timmy G they were outplayed by the Suns on the weekend.
I think, to be honest, they played their style and suited the conditions a lot better than we did. So I don't know if it was particularly a complacent thing or a selfish thing. I think just purely they played that night and they played their game better than we did, and we couldn't match them until the last quarter.
Tex Walker should be back for round 2. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Port Adelaide, traffic lights on the blink there. Perkins Drive near Francis Street, plus nearby at Eastern Parade. Salisbury, a crash there. Salisbury Highway near Waterloo Corner Road, and another collision at Seacombe Gardens, Morford Road near Seacombe Road. Slow going at the moment, Main North Road at Enfield, with cameras Main North Road Blakeview and Main South Road at Altinga. Witness history as the iconic football clubs AC Milan and AC Roma battle it out at Optus Stadium, Perth. Don't miss out. Buy tickets now at ticketmaster.com.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 17 tonight, partly cloudy, a shower or two tomorrow, 24. Partly cloudy Wednesday, just 21, and back to 24 on Thursday. Right now it's 25 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thank you. I'm Kate Collins. Tonight's headlines. Easter flight plans could be thrown into turmoil by looming industrial action by airport firefighters. A Jetstar flight to Bali has been forced to turn back because of an out-of-control passenger. And the Reserve Bank will announce tomorrow if rates will be cut or remain on hold. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
It's Edward here from Edwardstown Mazda.
Thanks, Edward. I've got this. And it's big news.
How big?
Really big. Edwardstown Mazda have extended their sale with huge Mazda factory bonuses across a wide range of Mazdas. Plus, get a $2,000 trade-in bonus on top of your trade-in price. Only available at Edwardstown Mazda.
Wow.
I know, right? Wow.
Play the jingle thing.
It's gotta be
Edwardstown Mazda. T's and C's apply.
Back in '69, Frank Hutchison started a journey when he met Bill King, who ran a remote travel business. King needed four-wheel drive parts so strong, so reliable, they'd make the return trip after enduring the rigours of the Aussie outback. This forged Terrain Tamer's beginnings. Over 50 years later, Frank and his team continued to innovate and create parts strong enough to survive the toughest terrains on the planet. And best of all, the customer is still king. Terrain Tamer, parts that will get you home.
Don't miss the legendary Gladys Knight for one last time as the Empress of Soul returns to Australia in 2024 for a final celebration of soul. Witness Gladys Knight perform all her greatest hits live on stage at Festival Theatre Adelaide on Thursday, March 21. Gladys Knight, the Farewell Tour. Tickets on sale now at Ticketek. Presented by MG Live, Frontier Touring and Arena Touring.
How summer is good. Tasting platters is good. Fresh pizzas and delicious picnics is good. With Don Salami, of course. Entertain this summer with Don Salami. Available from your local supermarket. Is Don is good.
Discover the wonders of the world with Scenic Eclipse and Phil Hoffman Travel, setting the benchmark in all-inclusive 6-star ultra-luxury cruising. Scenic Eclipse features luxury suites, butler service, exquisite dining and expert-led discovery and expedition experiences for up to 228 guests. Explore iconic destinations including the Kimberley Coast, Japan, East Antarctica or Fiji and the Pacific Islands. Contact Phil Hoffman Travel. Visit pht.com.au.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
9 minutes after 5 on this Monday evening. We're taking your calls, 8223 0000. Have you seen the new Tassie jumper reveal that's just been made? Timmy made a remark during the news.
He did.
Maybe didn't need the reveal. It was all very predictable.
We all knew what it was. Talking about cold as ice, that reveal.
Yeah, there is no surprise here.
So for those who just tuned in, they are the Tasmanian Devils. They're going to wear basically their state jumper. Yeah. The green's slightly lighter, the red is a bit brighter. Mm. It's got the yellow Tassie on the front with the T in the middle. It's their state jumper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm not dissing it. I like it. It's just there's no surprise.
I'd like to know what a Peter Hudson or a Royce Hart or a Ian Stewart
one of the great
that is now an AFL jumper. Now, that AFL team will be made up of all Australians.
Correct.
People that are born in WA, Darwin.
Like all the clubs are.
Like all the clubs. It's going to be a mixture.
It's a national competition.
I think they'll try and skew to being more Tasmanian. You know, they might go and grab Chase Jones from the Crows. He's a Tasmanian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They'll look at those sort of things.
There'll be a little that go-home factor.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens there. But from one national competition to another,
yes,
our Reds had a terrific win on the weekend.
Jovanovic still on the left foot, and there's the goal. Persistence paying off, and the substitute, Luka Jovanovic, with just over 10 minutes left to play, has finally made the breakthrough.
And it was a deserving goal because the Reds were just at them all night. And, a man that saved the day, don't worry about that. The Reds goalkeeper, James Delianov, joins us. G'day, James.
G'day, guys. How are you?
Hey, mate, first of all, congratulations, mate. I watched you last week at home against the Victory, and I felt like your confidence was coming back that week. And I tell you what, it's shone out against the Jets, mate. Some unbelievable saves.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Yeah, definitely just been trying to keep building on my performances and, yeah, do my best for the team for sure.
Well, you did it very well. The stats show just how much we were... Well, I would think dominating the game. 18 shots to 11, 8 on target. We had 14 corners to 6. The boys are at them.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely had a lot of chances. At the beginning of the game, I thought it was going to be one of those ones where we're going to get a late goal with Nesta hitting the post and Morkey's goal being disallowed. But, yeah, we got it and, yeah, kept the clean sheet, so we got the 3 points. So, yeah, the boys are buzzing.
Which was really important. There were so many opportunities, like you just mentioned, and Morkey's was, I think, around about the 45-minute mark. But then to come back and even Luca's goal was just a series of events happening, and eventually he's whacked it in on his left. It was a nice finish and reward, I think, for the team. Yeah,
for sure. We had to just keep persisting, keep believing that the goals were going to come, and thank God Luca put the ball in the back of the net. I was bantering with him actually this morning, saying that it came off his heel and didn't mean to reverse it at all. So,
That's what mates
it was a good finish, and yeah, we'll take it for sure.
Dilly, well done, mate. Clean sheet. Did I recollect correctly? It's our first clean sheet for the Reds since we defeated Melbourne City 6-love, October 29 last year.
Yeah, crazy. So
that is crazy.
Yeah, just glad we got the clean sheet. It's been something I've been striving for since I've come back into the team, and hopefully I can get some more this back end of the season.
Yeah. It ends a 7-game without a win streak. What I liked is how our coach set us up, Calvi. We just looked more attacking from that very first ball, James.
Yeah, for sure. That was definitely part of the game plan, to get in behind and get at their fullbacks, and Nesta had a field day just running out and daning him. So yeah, we executed the game plan like he said, and had a lot of chances, and thank God we got the win.
It's hard to replace someone that's in the Socceroos squad now playing in the Premier League. Do you feel like you belong now, James? Do you really feel, you're our Reds keeper?
Yeah, for sure. Look, I came here as a 21-year-old as the number one. That belief has never left. And yeah, I always thought I could be the number one and continue doing a job. Joey came in, did a phenomenal job. And yeah, he's really striving now in the Premier League. So it's something I definitely want to take part in, and hopefully I can do something similar.
Hey, James, last week we spoke to the skipper, Ryan Kiddo, and one of the things I said was I saw the energy change when Ibasuki and Irakunda came on in the second half. Well, they both started, and I thought that gave us the energy right up front.
Yeah, for sure. We've definitely had chances in previous games, and it's just about, putting the ball in the back of the net and just that final product. So it finally came, and it would have been good if we had some more goals on the weekend, but we keep pushing and keep going. We've got Western United next. We've got a bye this week with the international break, so hopefully we can go on a bit of a run and seriously push for finals.
Yeah, 6 to go. Got the bottom side twice. Perth and Brisbane, who are right near you. Tell you what, there are points there for the taking that could make anything happen.
I'm daring to dream. James, work with me here, right? There's 6 games left, yeah?
Yep.
And you get 3 points for a win, yeah?
Yeah.
That's 18.
Yeah.
Yep. We have 22 points now. 18 and 22 equals what?
40. You tested him.
40. Jimmy.
That's 40.
Jimmy.
It's
I
40.
know English was your subject.
Sorry.
That would make us...
I was actually whipping up the table as you spoke. So
Jimmy, Dilly, I'm trying to get us into 6. That will get us into 6, James.
Easy.
6 clean sheets.
100%.
And multiple points, James.
It's too easy, James.
Come on, buddy.
Nah.
You must be a goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, definitely. The belief is definitely there for sure, and we'll be definitely pushing there to get maximum points.
Hey, mate, all the best this... it's a week off this week. You got the Good Friday clash against Western United at home, so I'll be there for that one, mate. All the best. Keep the winning streak going.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you having me.
That's the Reds keeper, James Delinov, who is in fantastic form. He was
now.
Oh, mate, you should have seen some of the saves.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Got a big rap too, so well done there. Go, you Reds.
Well done. Hello, Brett at Hillbank.
G'day, boys. How are you?
Good,
What's 18 plus 22, Brett?
18 plus 22 is 40, mate.
Yeah, good work. Away you go.
Yeah, look, the Crows, look, glass half full with a bit of a question mark. The reason why is that, it's first round, like the bruise-free footy that they were playing before that. I mean, you even said the game against Port was like a training run.
It was.
Then they come up against pretty much the worst team in the last 5 seasons.
Yep.
The next round, and they belted them by 11 goals. And I'm sure they tinkered around with things that day. And then they come up against a hardened opposition that's played, round one. The Crows round one's like playing in a final. You guys know that.
It's a tough round.
It's almost exactly. So they at half time they were thinking, okay, here we go. Now it's on, right? And I think from that point on, that's when they turned it on. I think the Crows will be all right. The only question mark I do have is that in the last few years we recruit a lot of guys, but, Walker, we can't rely on him kicking 70 goals every season. I don't think Fogarty's capable of kicking any more than, say, 40. Without Phil Thorpe there, who's going to kick the other 50 goals for us?
Well, that's the big question, Brett, and everything you said there is correct and is pertinent points without Tex and Phil Thorpe and Murray and all that sort of stuff. But what I think is inexcusable is selection. And I'm not shooting, half cock. We said this. Why Sligo the sub? If he's fit, he's fit. He's in your best 20. Yeah. That's number one. There's no way I would have played Murphy in front of Ned McHenry. I could go on and on, but and people go, oh, Rowey, just because Ned's your favourite. No, it's not. No, it's not. Come on. Blind Freddie can tell you that. Hello, Pete.
Good, hey, Rowey. How's things?
Yeah, not too bad, Pete.
Listen, out of bounds.
Yes.
Every other sports in the world, if you put your toe on the line towards the boundary, you're out of bounds. Yeah. Why don't they do that for us rules?
Yeah, interesting you say that, Pete. We've got a unique home-style food text from Wazza saying exactly that. He said, easy fix, like cricket, forget the ball, player steps out, then out of bounds. Purists won't like it, but yeah, I sort of get it. Either way, you're
then
still...
we have to take back all of Eddie Betts' goals.
Yeah, that's why they were so great.
But you're still relying on the boundary umpire either seeing that foot out as well, isn't it? So it's either the foot or the ball out, which one do you want?
No, leave it.
Still waiting on that person to make that right call.
So the rule is the ball. But I've seen the ball in the wind, certainly down at Centrals, that's gone way out over the mound, but come back in and bounced inside. I've seen a kick. Well, I've seen a kick by Mods at Footy Park when it was windy once. Went out of bounds and back in.
So, is that out of bounds?
No.
No.
Or should it be?
Should be.
So once
over the line.
So say there was an imaginary line, Pete worked with me, from the boundary line straight up to heaven. Anything on the outer side of that is out.
Out of bounds.
Even if it doesn't bounce.
That's how it currently is.
Yep. Even if it doesn't bounce.
That's how it currently is.
That is how it currently is. I've seen many a ball go out and then swing back in.
Not paid?
No.
There you go.
All right, Pete, we're now confusing ourselves.
G'day, Brian.
Have you never seen a ball go out, kicked along the wing, and go out and swing back in?
I was in play, so not out of play. So, Brian, G'day, Brian.
How you going?
Good.
I was listening to Byron Treadray talking up Port Power, but have the Eagles improved by 50 points? Because they're getting done by 100 points last year, or is Port Adelaide gone down by 50 points?
I
Brian,
like the latter one.
I think we only beat them by 40, to tell you the truth, last year.
40, so Port Adelaide are going worse than last year.
No, we beat them by 40 and we beat them by 50 this time. So
10
technically,
points,
we've improved by 10 points. But as you know, year on year, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I like how you're clutching at straws there, Brian. You got anything
Talking
else?
them up, like, you know.
No, he was only pointing out what he thought had worked as far as the new recruits go and the like. Believe me, everybody's got their head truly, or their feet truly on the ground as far as that one goes. I think everybody appreciates that.
It's round one.
And West Coast are
play
going to
West
struggle.
Coast. Brisbane Lions have lost their first 2 games, so have Collingwood lost their first 2 games.
Now
Who has picked that in their tips?
Nobody, but that would have been a rarity. You know, we have seen some of the grand final sides fall away a little bit.
Our grand final teams have not won a game yet.
To have both is quite a unique situation.
And then round 3, which is really round 4, they play each other up at Brisbane.
Oh, don't say
that'll be a tasty encounter. 21 minutes after 6, more of your calls next.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. Join us every Friday from 3 p.m. when renowned Adelaide chef Chris Jarma from Jarma's Kitchen joins Stacey Lee for Foodie Friday. Thanks to Smeg, seamlessly pairing performance with design. Taste the difference with Smeg and Parafield Airport Liquor. They have the perfect partner for every dish.
Some Austrac campers come with smart TVs, so you can still go away camping and not miss your favourite streaming episode. Oh, Ma! I knew he was going to cheat on her.
Austrac campus.
Get a read on a year worth of sport with The Advertiser for just $99 for the first 12 months. But hurry, this deal is for a limited time only. So get in the game and search The Advertiser to subscribe. T's and C's apply, new customers only. Are painful muscle cramps ruining your workout or waking you up at night? If you're low on magnesium, you can get painful muscle cramps or mild muscle spasms. Caruso's Vitamin K2 plus D3 plus magnesium contains 6 types of magnesium in a time-release formula to reduce and relieve muscle cramps when your dietary intake is inadequate. It also supports bone strength, muscle function and heart health. Caruso's Vitamin K2 plus D3 plus magnesium is available from leading pharmacies and health stores. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
Getting off the couch, stepping out with new friends, hiking up a hill, or walking around the block. When you choose walking, every step is a victory. Because wherever you're going, walking wins. It doesn't matter how or when or where you do it, for a healthy mind, body and heart, walking wins. Discover more ways to win at walking with the Heart Foundation. Go to walking.org.au.
One of the best things about South Australia is there's so much of it. Fortunately, getting from one side to the other is easy with Stateliner. Their fleet of modern, comfortable buses connect the city to the Eyre Peninsula and Mid-North, Riverland and South East, with many towns in between. Stateliner buses are equipped with toilets, air conditioning, they're wheelchair accessible, and you can even charge your phone. With 50% off for pensioners, seniors, children and full-time SA students, let Stateliner do the driving for you. Book today.
Package deal bathrooms can make your dream bathroom reality. Our base packages meet every need, including mobility and accessibility. If you need a bathroom renovated to accommodate disability, we have the perfect renovation package for you. Features like grab rails, handheld shower heads, slipping safeguards and mobility showers ensure your bathroom will be as easy to use as it is easy on the eyes. Book a one-on-one house visit today at packagedealbathrooms.com.au. Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Barossa Valley Chocolate Company is open every day, including the Easter long weekend. Barossa Valley Chocolate Company enjoy artisan chocolate, cafe dining, wine tasting and more.
Do I buy first or sell first?
Wherever you are on your home buying journey, CommBank's lending specialists offer all the support and tools you need, every step of the way. Search CommBank Home Loans today. Applications are subject to credit approval, conditions, fees and charges apply.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
25 minutes after 6, Graham Corns will join us in studio very shortly. And your calls, 8223 0000.
Crows, half full or half empty. Port
Yes.
Adelaide, 50-point winners. Unique home-style food text, just dissecting the whole game. I like this text. Catching a slippery footy would have helped.
Yeah, and I think they did.
I think their hands were that bad.
I felt like Gold Coast did adjust to those
Well, they do
conditions
live in
quicker.
it.
And they live
Train
in
in it,
Yep.
sleep in it.
Yeah, it does.
Hello, Big Rob.
Hey, boys. Hey, listen, I was listening to Hingy, and look, seriously disappointed with what he was saying about, their endeavour and attack on the ball was good. Seriously kidding, it sounds like another year of the same, because I just thought they weren't switched on and they looked disinterested. Rao tore us up and he was switched on.
We had no one until Saligo came on and lit us up. And look, if he isn't first pick this week, there's something wrong. And unfortunately, Burgess looked out of his depth, so we need Tex back, which is a worry because he's coming to the end of his tenure. You know, it's a definite worry for the first game of the year.
Yeah, it wasn't good. Rob, I think what you'll find is Gallant will go back. I think Burgess will stay in. He needs another game, but, you know, jury's out. Taylor comes back in. I think Ned McHenry will come in. I think Murph will go out. Saligo will start. It's not that hard. Thanks, Rob. Have some faith.
I'm going to keep an eye on those moves. See what happens.
It's the first of the 5 hairy chess games.
Big one.
These are the games that John Olsen got us.
Well, Tasmania's colours, logo, nickname, everything revealed today. Graham at Tennyson. What's your thoughts, buddy?
Well, good thought. I heard you, Rowey, on the Stacey Lee show, so calling them the Tigers.
Yeah, got it wrong.
So if they played Richmond, it'd be the Tigers playing the Tigers, correct?
Yeah, but not the Tassie Tigers. They're a bit different to a Tiger, aren't they?
No, I guess so.
I made a mistake. I then corrected myself and said it'll be the Devils.
Yeah. I've just thought of a great AFL rival. You've got the Crows and Port. That's a rivalry. Fremantle, West Coast, Carlton, Collingwood, whatever.
Yep.
Now, when the Tassie Devils play Melbourne, it'll be the Devils versus the Demons.
Oh, I love it. That's a good one.
Graham.
Battle of Hell.
Yeah.
Good one,
What do you reckon about that?
AC/DC's Highway to Hell
There we
belting
go.
out in the
There we
background.
go.
Yeah.
I can see it now, Graham.
Going.
Hey, Graham, well done. TSLs, that stands for Time Spent Listening, was listening to Stacey Lee and now still listening.
Oh, yeah.
Very
Thank
nice.
you, Graham.
Give the man a book.
Get the man a book. Hurry up.
28 past 6.
Let's get to a break. Graham Collins to join us on the other side.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
5AA Nights with Leap Forest.
The great Peter Garrett.
I'm getting excited, I tell you.
Ruth Pointer.
It was magical.
The great Stephen Kernahan. Welcome, Sticks. John Raymond is doing a show which is called A Tribute to John Denver.
I've